Welcome to America's Third Party. Long live liberty. Welcome everybody to America's Third Party and to the future of American politics. I'm David Sponheim, running for president in 2016, and this is Freedom Friday. As you can see, I'm wearing a tie dedicated to our flag, which represents the hard work and effort and the lives lost defending what we all value very much in America, which is freedom. Freedom to not be spied on by the NSA, freedom to not have drones flying over our heads watching our every move because some guy in government thinks it's good to have commercial drones, which I don't support unless they're delivering a package. I don't support surveillance drones. We support the right to freedom of speech, which is the founding freedom that started our nation and separated us from England. We believe that that also pans out into freedom of religion so that any religion can freely pursue their religion here, as long as they don't mean harm or have any goals of hurting people and they're not arming up to hurt people. We don't want that. We do support the right to bear arms, though, individually, and, obviously people are stocking up on bullets so that they can defend their family. We support that idea, too. And I'm beginning to think that the Republicans are so soft and politically correct now that maybe they'll go soft on that, like they went soft on this Iranian agreement that Barack Obama is forcing down our throat. You can only imagine Republicans starting to talk about gun control in the future of our politics. Unless we got somebody out there who can list all the reasons why a third party is necessary, we'll never ever get a third party off the ground. And luckily for you, I'm here to do just that. A third party is the only way we're going to balance the budget, the only way we're going to solve this incredible government waste issue. I have a zero deficit on our website, a zero deficit plan on our website that I put out there. If you want to click on it, you go to AmericasThirdParty.com and click on the deficit plan at the header there. It's a pretty good plan. It's designed to get a zero deficit by 2017 using existing funds and making much more thrifty use of our existing funds than we are currently right now. I believe that an approach that's simple, easy to understand, makes significant cuts in the budget without affecting our personal lives is the way to go. I think I can do it. Yeah, your statement is also too derogatory. I'm going to ban you. Hello. Yeah. Hi, Duncan. What can I do for you? Yeah. I can hear you. What do you have to say? All right, tell me, what is it?
Saw it on the headline news.
Okay.
But that this Georgia State Patrol officer hit a car and killed 2 teenagers.
Wow.
And I thought I'd let you know in case you were wondering what happened. The state of Georgia fired the patrolman because he was going 90 miles per hour and he was not on call.
Wow. Okay, I just got it in. Thank you for telling me. Yeah, this 5 hours ago.
Absolutely, sir.
Thank you for telling me. Okay, take care, Duncan. Bye-bye. All right, he just made... Oh, you want to talk about anything else? Feel free. I don't want to hang up on you necessarily. Yeah, 2 beautiful girls, folks. Wow. You know, Duncan, this happened in my area. A guy, not a cop, but a guy decided he wanted to use his car as a weapon, and he killed two beautiful girls just like this in a accident about 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. And the guy got 2 homicide charges against him, as I think this Georgia State Patrol officer should be charged with homicide. What do you think? Yeah, I think Duncan went goodbye. Okay. At least he told us about it. Hi there, 584. This exact problem happened in our area, but it wasn't a cop doing it. It was a guy who got away with reckless driving. He had 3 tickets the prior year for speeding. So this cop not being on the force is the first step. Now he needs to be charged with vehicular homicide. Let me read about it. The Georgia State Patrol fired a trooper involved in a violent crash that killed 2 teenagers. Channel 2 investigative reporter Aaron Diamant confirmed the agency already disciplined the trooper in 2 previous crashes. Really? So he's been disciplined twice. Now I'm beginning to see a larger problem because they didn't pull him off the force 2 times before. Wow. 6 days after the crash that took their lives, we learned it's not the first time Trooper Anthony Scott, a 26-year-old former U.S. Marine, has been disciplined. He was driving 90 in a 55 on a Georgia highway in Carroll County last Saturday, just seconds before his cruiser struck and killed the 2 teenagers in a small Nissan. Cruiser hit the car going 65 miles an hour. It's horrible, and it's horrible for the parents to lose their girls. You know, they're so young. I know. Same thing happened in our area, and you know what's really tragic? The Goheen sisters, they were both twins. They died within a couple weeks of each other. One barely lived long enough to die 2 weeks later. What's the real clincher in our area, and this is all a terrible tragedy, the real clincher is that the family actually had lost their oldest daughter, who was 23 years old, in a car accident in Texas 5 years prior. So their families lost all their girls to car accidents due to drunk driving. It's just absolutely horrendous. And this is a case of vehicular homicide due to a pumped up sheriff who thought he could, or trooper who thought he could drive like a maniac to go after somebody. It is crazy. And we've got modern technology that could actually shoot a beacon on a car from a distance, and they can track that car anywhere from miles away, and it can shoot it at the car without the person even knowing that it's being shot. So we don't need police chases anymore. We need some serious... I was tearing up a little bit, yeah. It's sad to hear about the loss of lives like this. It really is. And for you sociopaths who don't ever shed a tear, I feel sorry for you. I don't mind telling you, I'm a sensitive guy when it comes to, hearing about personal loss. I've had a lot of personal loss in my life. Yeah, well, that's inappropriate because I have the best blackface ever. But thank you. I don't even care. I'm not going to even open it up. Okay. You've seen police driving too fast, but their lights aren't on, so I don't think it's an emergency. They're putting everyone at risk. I agree. I wouldn't be sitting here today talking to you if I had not made a psychic move. In 1992, I was driving down what was the Artesia Boulevard freeway to the 91 freeway in Los Angeles. And there's a point where the 91 freeway ended and Artesia picked up. Now it goes straight through. Now it's a freeway straight through. But many years ago, in 1992, I think it was, I was sitting at, I landed off Freeway 91 freeway with my father in the car, and I pulled behind a vehicle, and I heard some sirens in the back, and I just instantly knew that I better change lanes, and I got in the other lane, and sure enough, a car, the police car was pursuing a motorcyclist going 90 to 100 miles an hour down the freeway, heading into the Artesia connection. And everyone came to a grinding halt with a red light. The police car continued to drive at 100 miles an hour, thinking he could chase a motorcycle through an intersection with a red light, mind you. And when he slammed on his brakes at the last minute, He went right under the car next to me. That would have been my car. That would have been my father and I sitting in it. And that car went right up in the air. Boom. Like 16 feet up in the air. But boom. It's a huge crash. And we just kept driving on. I said, wow, we were really lucky. I looked at my dad. I said, wow, talk about psychic driving. I just had a feeling I needed to get out of that lane. But it would have been, whiplash. Most likely my dad wouldn't have made it because he was old and frail. We don't know what happened to the person, the cop or the guy. We took off. I mean, we had the green at that point. It's like, I didn't want to deal with it. I'm not responsible for picking up the pieces of a reckless cop as he rails into another vehicle. It could have been me. I must have heard something because it's happened numerous times on the road. Sarah and I were driving down California. They have a lot of a large deer and an elk in California. There's a herd of elk that live right near the ocean there. Still to this day, I hope they're still living. Anyway, that herd of elk was, always on my mind, but I was driving at 55, 60 miles an hour in the rain, very poor visibility. I was with Sarah, and we were in the small car, the Honda, my car, and it was 2006. We just got my car, and I had this feeling that I just wanted to change lanes. It's the weirdest thing. It was dark. I said, I'm just gonna change lanes. I blinkered, got in the left lane. Visibility was like 20 feet. Dropped down to 55, and as I got in the left lane, I looked by, and there was this massive elk standing right there, would have crashed right into our car, with the full antlers, the whole thing. Oh yeah, the antlers would have gone into the windshield completely and killed both of us. I use this feeling of premonition, if you will, when I drive. And I urge all of you to look inward for your intuition when you're driving, because you can all save your lives by acting with a certain caution. When you jump out of intersections, don't jump out right away. Give it about a second or a couple seconds. I did that too, and I avoided a collision, nearly T-boned on that same trip. It was the worst trip of my life, 2006. I nearly died with Sarah in the car 5 times. It was weird. The year was jinxed, but I survived, and using intuition, I managed to save our lives. Well, I don't think we all need a Google car. Frankly, Google is probably going to face some lawsuits because I don't think a Google car has any psychic abilities. The Google car would have crashed into the elk. I'm just telling you it would have. It probably wouldn't have averted it because there's no way it could have turned out of that lane at 55. A Google car would take off out of an intersection thinking that the intersection is clear because you've got a green light. It wouldn't wait 2.5 seconds like I did. So in every one of those instances, the Google car would have been wiped out and T-boned. Good evening, everyone. No, it would never have detected the things that I'm using psychic abilities to detect. Are you kidding? Google cars don't have psychic abilities. Yeah, an amazing shooting in Oregon, not one single image of a dead body. We're still waiting on that. Many people are scouring the internet trying to find out if there's any truth to this. The government, the police there, the weird thing that happened is the police were there, the Department of Homeland Security, FBI, they were right at the incident right there when it happened. It's almost as if it was staged. Why would the FBI and the Department of Homeland Security be there at the time of the shooting? These are questions you need to ask yourself. Nope, I've remote viewed it as well, Refined Bacon, and I'm convinced that Google will not be able to develop psychic cars. They are not capable. The human mind has the ability to organically look into the future. I really believe that. Computers will never be able to do this. Yeah, and they had a drill at the school a week earlier. And another telltale sign, exactly because it was sage, duh. Another telltale sign is the fact that they confiscated all of these cell phones at the school. Now the shooter's dead. They don't need to find the perpetrator. Why would they confiscate all the cell phones unless they wanted to cover up something? These are real telltale signs of a cover-up. And Dino 4 comes up with the mindless, imbecilic statement that Give it up, like they're going to show death on regular TV. You people need to wake up. This was no false flag. Yeah, like they ever showed a picture of Osama bin Laden's dead body. Guess 904 would say, well, that would trigger a terrorist reaction. We could have people terrorizing the world if we show Osama bin Laden's dead body. They never showed proof that Osama bin Laden was ever killed in Abbottabad. You're an imbecile. You need to wake up, 904. Seriously. We're just going to leave your statement in there just so we can all look at what an idiot you are. If you don't have any proof of something, you cannot believe it's happening, especially in this day and age. We've been lied to too long and too many times by a bunch of corrupt government officials who are trying to push gun control on the American people. And their plan is exactly what Hitler's plan was, to get rid of the guns and then go ahead and take people down, depopulate. He's a total imbecile, 904. I'm amazed if you'll even say anything again in the chat room. You're probably so humiliated. Oh, it's a procedure to collect the cell phones just in case the shooter was not alone, in case the video actually recorded what he was saying. Oh, give me a break. Come on. You'll never see any footage from that university in Umpqua. The government will never release a single stitch of that video footage. Just like there were people in the Aurora, Colorado shooting where James Holmes allegedly shot people when he merely went out the door and let two ninjas into this theater. James Holmes, the person whose face doesn't match his original face on file, yeah. They basically confiscated a cell phone of a guy who's videotaping all 77 shootings, 13 dead. And he said, could you get this video to the authorities? He actually said to the police, and the police said to him categorically, we don't want your video. And they pulled the video and they destroyed it. That's what I heard. Now you can validate it any way you want. You can do all the searches you want, but I can show you things right in front of your eyes that just don't make sense. And that picture of James Holmes is probably the biggest telltale sign of there's no way that this guy is the same person. You can see the picture is completely different. I mean, if you really believe these are the same people, somehow these are the same people, their nose is different, their lips are different. The only thing that matches about these people is the position of the eyes, but not really, because one eye is higher than the other. Yeah, that's the Aurora, Colorado shooting. You look at the facts and they just don't add up. The real guy who's on your left of the screen is a graduate student of neuroscience from UC Riverside. He was top of his class in the undergraduate section, very top of his class. He would never have done that. The other guy has a physical match to the layout of the eyes, but that's it. They're an 84% match. I mean, you could say, I'm the guy, and still believe it, except one eye is higher than the other. Hi, everybody. Yeah. It's me. I mean, you can believe anything you want. Seriously. If you believe that's the same guy, you got serious visual cognitive disorders going on in your head. You sick, Dave. Sorry. Ha ha ha. I'm not sick. I'm just telling you. If you believe that's the same guy, you got a real problem. I don't need to show you the two pictures. They're lined up together. There are anomalies that are blowing out all over the place, and the American people just don't realize what's happening. They don't get it. You need to pull your blinders off and wake up. The only way to do that is to just do it. Take your blinders off right now, look at the pictures closely, and see that the eyes are different, the eyebrows are different, the lips are different. No, they're not smiling. It doesn't even matter. Oh, God. You're having a... Well, let me ask you, do you think that Renee Zellweger is the same person? Let's just go there for a second, if you don't mind. I put a composite picture together with their face alignment. You believe that that's the same person? Yeah. Let's go there, yeah. Do you really believe that that's Renee Zellweger, the new improved face change? Oh, you really believe plastic surgery and Botox did that, really? Oh, you really believe that somehow they raised her nose by a half an inch, and somehow that they managed to... Oh, by the way, the new Renee Zellweger is also 5'7". The original Renee Zellweger was 5'3". So somehow they extended her knees and put padding in her knees and her. They probably did some hip replacements too. Why would she want to have 4 more inches? Do you think that was part of the plastic surgery job? Are you really that dense that you believe this? That this is the same person? Wow. So apparently they can pull the wool over the American people's eyes, and people wouldn't even know the difference. I can't get her skin tone. I'm trying to get her skin tone. I think the color's off. That might give me more skin tone. That's almost like her skin tone, but whatever. Yeah, so you'll believe anything. Just pull the wool over your eyes, and then you might realize that you're being lied to by a lot of different things in the media. If you think the media is 100% honest, boy, you really are a sucker. A sucker is born every day. They rely on you being an imbecile and never ever asking any questions. So you're obviously going to think this is Renee Zellweger no matter what she looks like. Now, I get you. And you'll always believe that this is James Holmes no matter what he looks like. I see where you're coming from. I could hand you an apple and say it was an orange, and you say, wow, this apple tastes really good. Or this orange is really good. They built me with 3D printed teeth, not 2D printed. I'd go back to my original teeth, but you guys, they look perfect. But you guys would say they don't have enough whiteness in them. Yeah. I get people calling me names because I don't have white enough teeth. It matters because freedom relies on intelligent, aware voters. Our freedom is basically collapsing because we don't have intelligent, aware, enlightened populace of voters. That's the problem. And I'm trying to make you aware that you're stupid because you believe that the same person is standing there when I'm showing you 2 different people. So clearly we're never going to protect our freedom and build this third party unless you wake up. That's all I'm saying. Wake up to the simple fact that we've been lied to. That's why it matters. No, I didn't cave into peer pressure and got superficial dental work. I basically spent $1,000 to make sure that my mouth didn't hurt when I ate. Believe me, I'm smarter than you'll ever imagine. And thank you for saying I am smarter than this, because I am. Yeah, I just didn't want my teeth to rot and have pain the rest of my life, so I did fix my teeth. These are veneers, but behind the veneers are perfectly fixed teeth that are slightly yellower. So I can still eat and walk outside without my, partial in, or whatever this is called. No, I made sure he didn't. I actually was carrying an RFID chip and an analyst tool in my pocket to verify that there was no RFID chips. And if you'd like, I'll use it for you on the show to verify that there is no RFID chipping in my mouth. Let me scan it. Yep. There's no RFID chips here.
No!
Okay. It'll say it'll blink or something. You have fake teeth and you're happy to have a real teeth, not wall plastic, but real, not yellow. Yeah, I know. Well, believe me, everybody's been facing tooth problems as they get older. Very few people get out of this life without facing some dental costs, roughly, in the neighborhood of $5,000 to $50,000. I have met people that have done dental replacements, like studs, and they paid up to $50,000 for Da Vinci veneers. So when you talk about your teeth, you have to think about practicality. Don't listen to the dentist. They are like salespeople. They'll sell you a carpet and a new drapes, even though you have perfectly good carpet and new drapes. Thank you. No, you can use the show for a humorous commentary. It's fine. Yeah, feel free to try to be humorous. Duct Tape says intelligence and awareness is the issue. Fortunately, most people are can see that those pics are of the same people. Yeah, unfortunately, most people can see those pics are of the same people. Well, they're not the same people. They're two different people. And yeah, this is a mind blower, I know, and many of you are having a real hard time understanding that these are not the same people, and that you've been lied to. You don't get that. You really believe the government is pure as virgin snow. And you know, our government relies on that stupidity among the American people. But yet today, a study was done, actually 2 days ago, a study was released showing that 57% of the population don't trust their government. That's a big move. It really is. 90% of the people in America don't like their government officials. But apparently they came up with a different statistic about trust. I don't know. All I can say is we don't like our public officials. Most people don't. Here's a telltale sign of a hoax. Silence is golden.
And shooting down, and my son at age 17 is trained in firearms, and he shoots, and he's aware, and he says, I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard anything. My son is real versed with firearms. He's only 17, but my family shoots at friends, and he said, you know, Mom, there was no sound. He said 30-some shots and no sound.
No sound.
No sound. There was
no sound reported at Umpqua.
No sound of shooting.
No sounds of shooting.
They're using suppressors. He's very aware of firearms. He's a shooter. Yep. And he says no noise, no shooting, no nothing. He said it's
no sound reported at Umpqua. All right, this is a telltale sign of a cover-up, folks. So unless you're here, oh come on. You see, you're coming up. Now you're saying you had a silencer. You see what you're doing? You're building an elaborate argument to believe that everything's just the way you expect it to be. Yeah. Oh, you're kidding? Okay. Relax. Okay, I'll try. I'll try to relax. It's difficult, though. The problem, Mr. Anderson, is we are all in the matrix, Mr. Anderson. We are all being forced to believe that everything is right, just the way we're supposed to believe it, Mr. Anderson. Yeah. But it's not. Things are not as they seem. That was a good little bit about the silence is golden. Things are different. Things are not what you believe, Mr. Anderson. Okay, now I'm going to take a look here at a different background. Not the Oval Office, but something more interesting in some ways. Something that stands for what really matters, freedom and unidentified flying objects. All right. Welcome to Freedom Friday. Thank you. Welcome, guys. Duct Tape. We got that videotape from Scissor Fight. You can check it out right now. Scissor Fight. I'll post it the link. I don't know if I should go as an agent. I'm thinking of going as Donald Trump. I'm looking for a really good Trump wig though right now. People think I'm working for the government, but I'm not. No, we are simply Americans trying to solve America's problems with simple plans. We're thrifty. Chrome my hair forward. Okay. Is that better? Is that an improvement? Does he grease his hair forward? Well, I could go sideways on this. That's what I normally do. Then it has a little too high up here. I have to drop it down. There you go. Thank you. Monk-like. Well, why don't I just, wear something else, like a Trump wig or something? Does Trump have a wig? I have cut hair, yeah. All right, well, this has been special. And people say, David, how do you fill up an hour, let alone 3 hours of broadcasting? Well, we have a utility that we use called the news. And sometimes we have to resort to the news just to fill up the time here. Obama sees Russia failing in Syrian effort. Well, that's the way he wants us to think it is, a failure. Obama just got his ass kicked by Putin in a public meeting. Jeb Bush is criticized for saying stuff happens when discussing the school shootings. Okay, so you got people who really believe the school shootings are happening, and then you're wondering why Jeb isn't more concerned. Okay. Republicans are quarreling over the funding of government. Obama continues to spend recklessly. He's a spendy guy. And we do believe that what's happening in our government is indicative of cronyism. There was not another school shooting. No. There was another school false flag. Yeah. We do need to stop the false flags. It's true. There was no actual sounds emitted from the shooting a few days ago. Yeah. This is one of the students at the university who is fully aware of guns and how they sound. And his mom was saying something here.
Trained in firearms, and he shoots, and he's aware, and he said, I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard anything. My son is real versed with firearms. He's only 17, but my family shoots and hunts. And he said, Mom, there was no sound. He said 30-some shots and no sound. There was no sound. There was no sound. Mom, it's really serious.
See, what we're really asking a lot of you imbeciles who believe the media crap that's pumped into your face every day on TV, we're asking you imbeciles to actually listen to the people on the ground who said that there was no sound, there were no shooting sounds at all, and the government confiscated every camera in the entire university. They don't want anyone to see any pictures. It's a total cover-up. Yeah. Allegedly 13 people died. Did you see any bodies? What? 666, I am not a feminist, no. I do believe in an equal rights amendment, but I'm not a feminist. But thank you for asking. I don't believe anything the American media says anymore either, because they're just completely controlled and censored. Yeah, way fishy to confiscate every phone at the event. And they shot the guy 7 times, allegedly, yet we don't even see his body. There's no bodies, Yemen. Yeah, no photos of any bodies, no blood on any bodies. They're getting more and more blatant about their false flags now. It's getting almost to the point where they just come up with names of people in a school registry and they say, oh yeah, they're all dead. They could easily have given them 25 grand apiece and said, you got a new name now. This is national importance. You're required to be a new person. Please go away. Show the bodies out of respect for the families, yeah. They should at least show the bodies out of respect for the families. Good point. Thank you. You were right the first time. Now you're wrong. Yeah. They should show the bodies because, even the people that wanted to see their bodies in Sandy Hook, the kids that allegedly died, none of them were allowed to see any of their bodies. What is the government hiding? Crisis actors are getting mad hush money, yo. I hear that, man. All right? Y'all come in here and say that. That's right on, man. Okay. Hey, Dave, how are you? I'm doing well, Ken. Keith Kallenbach, how are you? He got shot 7 times and walked out of a hospital a few hours later. When did that happen, Steve-O? Do you have evidence that the shooter walked out of the hospital? I haven't seen that. And by the way, we got a hold of Pennsylvania today. They called me, and they won't have the actual petitions to get me on the ballot until January, the first week of January. So I'll get back to you the first week of January with it, and then you can go from there. Yeah, they just don't have any photos of dead bodies, so they're not going to show any. Yeah. Why take away guns? Heart disease kills way more people, and no one takes away our forks. That's a nice way to put it, 795. Good point. So there were no sounds.
No sounds of shooting.
No sounds of shooting at all. The event occurred and no one heard any gunshots. Are you beginning to believe that we're being lied to? I mean, some of you might be moving over to the fence that we're sitting on. A lot of us are aware that, without actual tangible evidence, we can't really believe it was real. If you believe it was real based on no information and no evidence, then have I got a Brooklyn Bridge to sell you, that doesn't exist anywhere. Yeah. For real this time. Okay, Monkey Times, you're really a hardcore Democrat. I can see that written all over your chat. Many of you are really struggling with even jumping into that arena of false flags. I get that. When I first started the show, I was just like you. I really was. And I had all kinds of people coming in here saying, hey, look at this evidence. Hey, look at this evidence. Or look at this lack of evidence. Look at this, Dave. Look at this. And I had all these people, and I've had all this time to review information. And gradually I began to realize that we can be lied to, and we are being lied to. Here's a video of the bodies. Thanks, Ken. What do you have?
It's cancer of the retina.
Oh, Ken, you're blowing smoke out of your eyes. Yeah. Are you suffering from cancer of the retina, Ken? Is that why you're sending me fake videos? You want to pay $30,000 for the Brooklyn Bridge? Well, lucky for you, it does exist. Yeah, it's in Scottsdale, Arizona. Yeah, in case you were wondering. The Brooklyn Bridge is in Scottsdale, in Arizona. Yeah. Oh, he later moved to the state capital in Harrisburg. Okay. Yeah, let's forget about it. My stance on gun control is verification only, to make sure that people who are mentally ill and are a danger to themselves and others and threaten people, and people who have capital offenses, will not be able to get weapons legally. Oh, it's the London Bridge? Thank you. Okay, it's not the Brooklyn Bridge. That's still there. It's the London Bridge. Thank you. It's in Scottsdale, Arizona. My bad. Here it is, everybody. What I thought was the Brooklyn Bridge is actually the London Bridge. Now, I don't believe that either. What is the name of the bridge in Scottsdale, Arizona? It's the London Bridge, Scottsdale Bridge. Well, I'm beginning to get confused here myself because I can't get any evidence of a bridge moving. Did Bill Hicks do his cam ups around the shootings to sell his? No, he didn't. Hi, Sarah. Well, welcome. You got your nice.
I just put the sweater on.
The beige sweater,
like
yeah.
1 second ago.
Cool. It's warmer with a sweater on. How was your day?
It was good. How was your day?
It was good. I had a meeting with a friend here. He's trying to sell his house, and I was going to help him a little bit online. And I've got 13 or 15 neckties. All of them are basically, except for 2 that I bought when I was a guy when I worked at Bullock's. The wiki on the bridge. Okay. So they moved the London Bridge. Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah. So they did move it to a place. Oh, it's the current bridge stands at the western end of the Pool of London. Oh, it's still in London, yeah.
No, there was something down below that said.
Yeah, it's still in London, yeah. Yeah, it's still in London. Well, there is a bridge in Scottsdale, Arizona, and I'm a little concerned
No,
because
it said Modern London Bridge 1-7, and they said it was something else. It said Lake Havasu.
really.
Yeah. So do Lake Havasu London Bridge.
Okay, yeah, London Bridge, Lake Havasu City, that's it.
Okay.
Go Lake Havasu. Is there a Lake Havasu left, or is it dried up? I don't even think they need a bridge anymore because the water's so low. Yeah. Okay, this is Sarah, by the way. Welcome. And hi. And the iconic London Bridge. Okay, there you go, folks. Go Lake Havasu. We're going to find out what's going on tonight. We've got a lot of people who are spamming some nutcase who's running for president, and we don't really support right-wing extremists here. I'm a former Democrat, now a moderate, and I support the Tea Party in fiscal ways. I support fiscal restraint and also our core freedoms and our Constitution. So very, very much like a Democrat listening to Republicans. That's what I am. No, it's not a double Windsor. No, I'm not a Democrat. I left the Democratic Party. I would never call myself a Democrat. I actually support strong 1,000-mile border fence. It's my idea I came up with in 2008. It was copied by Donald Trump. I also support a plan to get some accountability from our government, which would be deemed a Tea Party type of mentality. You've got crisis actors with a GoFundMe page, really? Scissor Fight says, David, check this out. These people are... Whoa. Chris Mintz, UCC shooting.
Show that. Just show him. You could show him, like...
Yeah, if I go up, I can show his face. Oh, no, it shows a kid. Well, I'll take a look at that. Thank you. He's got a GoFundMe page, and he's a crisis actor. Thanks, Scissor Fight. London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down. I'm thinking of the London Bridge in Havasu. Well, yeah, especially if there's no water in Havasu City, it wouldn't be very livable. Long time no see. Good evening. And welcome to America's Third Party and Freedom Friday, everybody. This is a dedication to the glorious nation that we live in.
Can I give you a break?
Yeah, you can give me a break. Sarah's going to talk. I'll give you the news to look at. Not much happening there. Obama's backpedaling, and he's now claiming that Russia's failing in their Syrian effort. I mean, he's trying to spin it like it's something he's in charge of, when Vladimir Putin basically handed him his ass on that meeting that they did, the UN Assembly meeting. All right. Normally...
Targeted Christians.
I gotta feed the fish. Oh yeah, it's running out of light. Thank you. I'll be right back.
Yeah, exactly. Just so you know, huh? Anyway. No, I like the American flag. Thank you very much. I don't know what that is. I don't know what you're saying, yeah, man. We seek peaceful coexistence. Okay, Verizon 25. I personally want someone who believes in the Constitution, especially the part, well, all of the Constitution. And in the Constitution it says, there shall be no religious test for anyone running for office of public trust. Thank you, 763. I did like the show. Highway to Heaven? Yes. I guess I suppose I did like the show. winners. I know how to do this, though. David got me in great shape a couple of years ago, and I've been in great shape ever since. You're watching a show called The Player. What's that about? Interesting. Obama sees Russia falling apart in Syria effort. Russia and Iran expanded their military efforts to defend the beleaguered Syrian government in defiance of President Obama. Jeb Bush has been criticized for saying stuff happens when he was discussing the school shootings. Oh, I think I'm behind the chat. Let me catch up to you. What will I do as First Lady? Oh, am I in favor or contra Putin? I actually like Putin. I think that we could have very good diplomatic relations with Putin if David were in office. Oh, this pendant is very interesting. David bought it for me. It's blown glass. And it's a heart. And it's red, white, and blue. So it's very cool. You have a bachelor party coming up, about 12 guys? Oh, well, I'm not one of those women that would be going to your bachelor party. I think you need to go to, like, Cam 4 or, I don't know, something like that. Yes, it gave me a few superpowers today. My pendant. They sell these in head shops? Well, David got it at a gas station, or I don't know where he got it, actually. All I know is this was like a surprise gift. Maybe I don't know where he got it. It was a surprise gift for me. And I really like it. Take off the "can I taste your earlobe?" Or just change the word taste to nibble, and you'll be fine. Instead of taste, just say nibble, and you'll be fine. Well, he's not 8034. I have a suspicion that maybe you are. And that's why you think David is? I know, it's awesome that he gave me a surprise gift. Did I watch the movie shootings in Oregon? A movie shootings? I thought I heard about what happened at a school. I didn't hear what happened at the movie. Yeah, I do think that the USA and Russia could be pals. Who are you talking about? 813. You are worth it. I believe in you. No, you may not have a lock of my hair. And you think they were real shootings, not staged? How would we... I don't understand staging a shooting, but maybe it happens. I would love to end the war by just being at peace with everyone. I think that there was a movie, Grace of Monaco. I think that she actually prevented wars by being a kind person, and I think that is a very noble thing to aim for. I'd be kind of like Grace of Monaco, I hope. The word taste, it just doesn't sound right. But change taste to nibble, and that sounds good. We need to get a like a Red Bull into me. Yeah, I don't do caffeine, so it's all good. No, I will vote for Sponheim. The acting secretary, the Education Department's incoming secretary, John King Jr., recognized that education can be the difference between life and death. I've got to read this article. I don't know where that person is. Education Department Secretary of Education. Okay. King grew up in Brooklyn but lost his mom at age 8 and his father 4 years later. He moved between family members and schools. During those years, teachers, he said, saved him and drove him to succeed. He went on to Harvard, got a law degree from Yale, doctorate from Columbia. Now he's on the verge of running the nation's education department, serving as acting secretary once Arne Duncan steps down in December. That's very cool. I'm so glad to have a good, it sounds like he's a good person to be our new Secretary of Education. Okay. The coffee got rid of your headache. That's very good, Busy. Wow. He's been serving as an acting deputy secretary at the department since January. The department's biography of his career says he oversees all preschool through 12th grade education policies and the operations of the department, which has more than 4,000 employees. Pretty interesting. Whenever I ban someone, it like the chat freezes up on me. We'll work on ending the wars. You're confused over the shootings. So the idea of a false flag is the idea that what happened isn't really what happens, and it comes from the idea that the CIA will claim that they're another country in order to get information out of people. Okay. Wait, it's a unique pendant. You bought your mom one made from volcanic glass. Wow, from Mount Vesuvius that destroyed Pompeii. That's pretty amazing. Mad Dog, it sounds pretty amazing. Pretty awesome. Oh. I like crab meat. I guess it is Spam and Friday. No problem. I like to explain things. Yes. Alright, moving on down. What is this a picture of Asset DJ? I can't tell because my screen is wider because I'm watching on a pop-out window. Where's the water? You need water? I know. Well, the water is in the ocean right now, and you could desalinate the water, and we have a plan to do that at oceanpipeline.com. You bought your mother Suzanne Summers turquoise necklace. I bet she enjoyed that very much. And I love you. David will be back soon. It's all good. Thank you, 495, for correcting the spelling. I do prefer good spelling. At least he was only off by one letter. You want to speak to the president, then call the White House. Exactly. Do I believe there are aliens? Yes, there are people living amongst us who are not illegally allowed to do so. If you're talking extraterrestrials, I think that's a possibility. For the sole purpose of integration, no, 276. But sometimes it has to happen to save money. So this new Secretary of Education Secretary, he is Afro-Latino. Oh, awesome, Sky Scion. You're working on planning the small eco-town you told David about a while back? That's very cool. Very cool. I'm glad you're here, DJ. I'm nodding. Meaning yeah. So New York State United Teachers called this guy an ideologue with whom we disagree sharply on many issues. But Arne Duncan says he's an inspiration. So many times I think we as a society write off kids that look like John, come from places like John. To see what he can accomplish, I think that's what drives us all. We know there are so many kids out there we can reach. Many other kids out there we can reach. So this guy is a former soldier who tried to block the gunman. I'll show you guys that. You like my voice and speaking melody? I have a smooth, calming, very calming voice. Sure, 607, if that's what you like to do. Just take out the word taste, I told you. Oh, wait, they changed the picture of me. I don't want to list the mass shootings in the U.S. I wanted a list of the... Okay, here it is. This guy tried to block the gunman. He was shot several times through the classroom door as he tried to hold it shut to protect others. After the gunman broke through, Mr. Mintz told him that it was the 6th birthday of his son, Tyreek, but he was shot again anyway. He was trying to hold the door and block the gunman. Oh, sorry. Oh, lordy, lordy. So many people. parallel versus New International Version do any of the worthless what? Okay, so you're hoping that there will be more rain.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, that's it's very wintry looking sweater. It's good for the fall. I like it. Very
Oh,
pretty.
thank you. Yeah, I like it too.
And it's warm too. Looks like
Yeah.
it's really warm, and it's a good acrylic. A lot of the sweaters in the markets are kind of thin now. Have you noticed that?
I don't even know what it's made out of. That feels good.
Okay. Hello, guys. Welcome, girls and friends. And I see we have a religious freak here. This is not a religious channel, so find another one or post somewhere else because you're about to get banned. Thank you. I see the conversation's evolved quite significantly. Many of you are discussing Sarah's droopy eyes, or what's the question of the day? Now, Jeb Bush has been criticized for saying stuff happens while discussing the school shootings. You can imagine what the press would do to me when I say that this looks like a false flag. Okay, this is your last warning. Be prepared. Okay, you've been banned. I think some of the trolls decided to just post religious stuff just to mess with us, thinking they'd get by with that. The planning is coming great for Sponheim, Georgia. Original Sky Scion is working on Sponheim, Georgia. Great, thank you. I talked to Pennsylvania today. They're Commission on Elections. They called me back finally. I got through, and it won't be till January that they want to put out their petition in Pennsylvania. So some of the states are holding back, but if you're one of the states that has a download button on it, or of the phone number of your Secretary of State, click that, call it, and see if you can get a petition to get a president on the ballot. That's what you want to ask them. And it's their job to email it to you. You can make them work for you. Seriously. Say you have no one to talk to in the morning, you can just call up the Secretary of State in your local state and say, Hi, I'd like to get a petition to get a president on the ballot. And then they'll start a conversation. Oh, okay, sir. Ma'am, I'll get you right there. Time for break. Thank you so much for helping me out. You need a rest. I love that. That is so pretty. Look at that. That is the heart that I gave Sarah for her birthday.
He gave me his heart.
It looks like red, white, and blue. It's great. So pretty.
It's blown glass. Thank you, Sky Scion.
You did call the Secretary of State in Georgia? Excellent.
They never called you back?
Same thing happened to me with Pennsylvania. Call again. And if another technique I'm using is to call the main number at the state. Now, what I did, if they don't call you back at the Secretary of State, call the Attorney General for the state of Georgia. Get them to give you the state number. This is how you do it. I'm telling you. You work through an angle to get in there, and they'll give you the state number, and the state central number will get through to the guy. A lot of the states are not responding to anybody. They don't even want political participation. They don't want anyone to start a party here. So they're trained to kind of ignore you.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you.
She wanted me to kiss you. All right, thank you. And Sarah's going to take a break.
I am.
She's not doing Ambien. It's called work. She works too hard. She's building her retirement fund, as I'm sure you guys are doing too. Yeah, good idea. Good. Go for that. It worked for me, and I'm going to be in touch in January to help Steve-O. He's sending out hundreds, if not thousands, of brochures right now in Pennsylvania. Well, you'd be lucky if you had a woman to kiss in your life. So, yeah, you said it, and it's not going to work here.
Just because you say it doesn't mean it will be real.
No, Sarah's going to be getting some sleep tonight. That's what's going to happen.
Sarah's going to be getting.
All right, why don't you get a little rest and take
I'll get
an hour or
some
so,
sleep right now.
and then have a bite to eat or something. Maybe you make a
I
salad.
actually
Oh, you had food?
had some food.
Good.
But
That's why
I am
she's
also
sleeping.
going to throw away some
Okay.
composted food.
All right, cool. Welcome to the show. Don't I look poised for action? Ready for action. Okay. Anyone have any questions at all about our platform? Feel free to ask. We are definitely against drones doing surveillance over our houses. But you know, drones are getting so small and technologically advanced that they could be a bed bug in your motel room. You don't even know. I mean, this is almost bizarre how fast technology is rapidly moving forward. Every time I think of micro air vehicles, I play this video.
Micro air vehicles, or MAVs, will play an important role in future warfare. The urban battle...
Yeah, that's where it stops. The urban battlefield
situational awareness and capacity to engage rapidly, precisely, and with minimal collateral damage. MAVs will be integrated into future Air Force layered sensing systems. These systems may be airdropped or hand-launched, depending on the mission requirements. The small size of MAVs allows them to be hidden in plain sight. Once in place.
So what if it's... Yeah.
An MAV can enter a low-powered extended surveillance mode for missions lasting days or weeks. This may require the MAV to harvest energy from environmental sources, such as sunlight or wind, or from man-made sources, such as power lines and vibrating machinery.
What if it ate the criminals and worked off the biofuel from the eating the criminals or picking their boogers? What if the micro air vehicle lands up your nose and proceeds to convert your mucus into actual fuel? Micro air vehicles. The possibilities are enormous. They can RFID chip you. Yeah, you'd be standing out there in the nice, beautiful air, and all of a sudden it comes by and I've been chipped. Do we want this unreleased, unparalleled technological growth? Do we want that to destroy our nation and literally turn it into a police state, which it seems to become on a daily basis? And they want more and more gun control, so they come up with all these false flag events that they have no bodies, nothing to show for it. I mean, it sounds to me like we've got all kinds of sick, psychotic weirdos running our country. Well, I said a mouthful there, didn't I? What do you think of the small ecotown with a rainwater freeway that drains into a recyclable water bank? Small, tiny businesses, stores for young men looking to start new businesses. Small but advanced. It's like old-time business combined with advanced technology used the right way, all of it at a cheap price, the way America should be ran. You know, show me the name of that ecotown, please. If you don't talk about things with a link, people don't even know what you're talking about. Okay?
And with a new month comes a new OAM poll for the...
Yeah, we're not really concerned about the poll here from Trump. But thanks anyway. I'll let you stay in the room even though you're obviously a Trumpite. Good job, buddy. Yeah. So if we want any endorsement from the Trumpites here, we'll ask for your opinion. What about the ocean? What about all the beautiful creatures in the ocean? And what about all the death and destruction that's going on? Let's talk about that. Okay, hi. Welcome to the ocean. Yeah, I'd like to talk about all these beautiful creatures and... Ooh, what is she doing with her hand? That's kind of weird. Do you see the way she was holding her hand up like that? Let's talk about the dolphins. Yeah, they're dying. And you don't seem to give a crap, and our government doesn't care. And our president hasn't even mentioned Fukushima once in the past... Thank you. In the past 4.5 years. Oh, she's kind of cute. These dolphins blow bubbles out of their blowhole. They're having fun, you know? It's the coolest thing, and they learn how to do this. This is amazing. And they're such intelligent creatures, and they're really speaking to me right now, and I think I'm channeling with them. Save the planet! dying from radiation. Hell. I can hear them right now. Isn't that amazing? Free Willy. Yeah. You can hear their penetrating, high-pitched voice. Ah. It's starting to work. George C. Scott did a movie. Famous guy. You don't know who it is, but I mean, many of you are too young to remember it, but I'm one of those old-timers that remembers George C. Scott in a dolphin movie. I want to see if I can get a clip of that. Just because I'm free to do it. That's what I do on Freedom Friday. I'm free to do whatever I want. Bah! Bah! Loves Ma! No, I don't have it. Oh, that's going to frustrate me forever now. Oh, gosh. It wasn't George C. Scott. It was someone else. Roy Scheider. Thank you. Boy, I'm pulling from databases I didn't know existed in my octagonal hard drive. Oh, yeah. No, that was Jaws. Dun-dun, 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 dun-dun. Yeah, I'm confusing Roy Scheider, George C. Scott. It was definitely George C. Scott. Dun-dun, dun-dun. Well, I'll have to change my mind in just a second and do something else. Was it a TV series? I don't know. If you don't remember it, I can't remember it. It was a movie. The Day of the Dolphin. Thank you. Okay. YouTube.com. David, when will the Freedom Friday portion of the evening proceedings begin? Thank you. Well, because we are dedicated to freedom. We have been authorized to release certain key words by the censors. So we're free to talk about the words happy and sad. And I believe they've authorized the word, well, they have not authorized the word false flag tonight. We're not allowed to freely talk about false flag on the show in a nation dedicated to free speech. That's how some people would have it. Day of the Dolphin. Yeah. There's the trailer. Okay, let's play it. Pa loves Ma. Ma loves Pa. They were speaking to the dolphins.
Here comes something!
Pa, stop, B.
Happy.
Listen, Pa.
They really speak to the dolphins. Happy. See?
Listen, Pa. The boat. Where is the boat?
Which one? Which boat?
Two boats, Pa. Two. Say to Pa the boat that is not.
See?
Pa, where is the boat?
Pa is not. They're actually. It sounds like Howie Mandel. It is. It has got to be Howie Mandel. Yeah. Mr. I don't shake hands because I'm a germaphobe. Yeah. Gotta love that. Well, this is business as usual, all right. We're talking about one of the greatest actors of all times and another woman. I forget her name. It wasn't. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. But they were talking to the dolphins and communicating as if the dolphins could hear. Now, this whole story is fictitious. Dolphins don't actually communicate with people. Unless you're into remote viewing from a dolphin's perspective, in which, yeah, I don't want to get into that. Nah.
That's the one.
That's the one. Yeah, George C. Scott was in that. Great actor.
So, where's David?
Where's Ding? Nah. It's so funny. So, bear in mind, we're never going to see more dolphins once we kill off the ocean. So, if you're sitting there doing nothing in your life and decided not to, tell people about a third party because you want to expect the Democrats, Republicans to fix this problem, then you're falling right into the hands of the evildoers that are letting this world turn into a crap hole. It's not off topic. It's right on topic. And, to not take care of the most important responsibilities of taking care of our Earth, we are essentially ignoring the key things that probably humankind was put here for. Not to kill the Earth, but to fix it. The very Earth that we're killing. So what if we had a different directive and not to kill off the planet and destroy it, but to make it better? What if? I think we're free to talk about that, considering that's the elephant in the wall in the closet here. So let's bring in the earth. What better thing than to, remind us of what we really are here for? Well, let's be clear. Bing, there we go. What the world needs now is love, sweet. Well, David, you have to understand the majority of us are busy working and keeping food in the house, not much time to change the world. Well, you can tell people about a third party. That's all I'm asking. I realize a lot of you are really, you've got a lot of responsibilities. I realize that. My responsibility is the earth and America, not necessarily in that order. I want to fix America first and then help other nations follow suit, or, maybe you say, wow, we like the way you're doing that. Let's do it something like that. I don't have any personal gain in mind when I talk about an ocean pipeline that'll help desalinate water and provide water to people around the world. I'm not seeking personal gain by discussing low-cost healthcare solutions that will help you and your family for under $50 a visit, where you can get a tooth filled for $50, not $200. I'd be remiss if I didn't do what I do. Just like you'd be remiss not helping to feed your family at dinner time and work hard every day to support them and hope that someday they'll turn into good kids. So, I'm trying to guide the country just like you are with your own family. It is my responsibility. I was born with it. I have a particular quality about me. You probably don't know, but I am I was, shall I say. I'm now a man, but I was one of the first indigo children. I was an indigo child. And being you're born with a greater sense of responsibility than most, you look at this entire picture and you begin to understand that there is a greater purpose for you here. Not just taking care of feeding your face or buying a new car. Indigo child syndrome, if you will, is something that's a beautiful thing if you appreciate it. If your child is one of those kids who really cares about the world and talks a lot about saving the earth, and that was the kind of child I was. You can call me Captain Planet if you want. I do the laundry with Sarah, but she likes to fold, but I clean the house. I do the cleaning around here. And I do all the work around the yard. I've got, organic food growing in my garden. I've got a whole permaculture thing happening where I live. So I'm dedicated to the earth. I spend a lot of time with my fingers in the ground. But if I was living in Toronto right now, by growing a garden in Toronto, Canada, you could be violating the 5150 law, which is a law that was put in place to prevent people from having home gardens. And that's really where the Democrats are trying to push people. There's a Codex Alimentarius, an agenda, part of Agenda 21, which puts the growth of food in the hands of industrialists and large agribusiness, and makes it so that people can't even grow a little garden in their backyard. I'm against synthetic fertilizer. I would prefer organic, and I was a promoter of organic food and organic products during the 1980s, the early 1980s. I had a business. I promoted it all around America, and it was my focus was organic food. And then I realized that there were so many people involved in the money aspect of organic food. They lost the vision of what it was all about, and I bailed from the food industry, and I got into television. I have a very nice little garden. Yeah, I'm cultivating it in ways that might provide me a solution for end of days. Who knows? I mean, I might have to live off the algae in my pond. I may have to scoop my koi fish up and say, Sarah, we've got another koi fish for dinner. I'm going to fillet it. Yes, I've been an organic organizer. I've worked to spread the message of organic food. The reason why Safeway, now owned by Cerberus, which is not something I endorse, but the reason why Safeway even took on their 200 organic food line was because of my efforts early on. I promoted organic food to the Safeway manager in Los Angeles and I got the wheels turning in his head. I didn't make any money with Safeway, but I got the wheels turning in his head, and they started their own organic food production system. And it's still going under Cerberus, but I just don't like the idea of Cerberus mega companies taking over. So big corporations are literally trying to control the destiny of our planet. And we, the little people, really don't have any power at all. And if we think we do, it really is just our vote. So that's why I spend all this time trying to cultivate your vote. You may not want necessarily to vote for me because you dislike some of the things I've said. But what you can definitely count on with me is I will do the bidding of 2/3 of you. Whatever 2/3 of this country wants, I will do that. And that's a commitment not to flip-flop on any issue. It's just I will back whatever the majority, the supermajority wants in this nation. And that's not some commitment that any other candidate has made. Unhave is a word that should really exist. Yeah, there you have it. There you unhave it. Prohl made a very interesting point. Unhaving is a word that really should exist. Wow, that's very philosophical. You win the philosophy award for chat so far. But, you know, I don't want to freak everybody out every night and talk about, you know, the dangers of the environment and focus on all these terrible things that are going on. So I don't mention a lot of the things I mentioned on Monday or Tuesday. I would rather just make this like catastrophe night. Radioactive tsunami. I mean, this could happen at any time in our world. This never happened. No, it's just a prediction. Okay. Yeah, well, if it does happen, and we are, obviously I'm in tsunami land. Wherever you are, if you're on the Atlantic coast, you're in tsunami land. Off the coast of the Rock of Gibraltar, there is a shelf. Off the Atlantic coastline that is right on the edge of splitting. And this is a serious threat that could actually affect the entire eastern seaboard. And it would really be more devastating than anything on the West Coast, ironically. You know, people talk about, oh, tsunami on the West Coast is coming, or big earthquake along the Pacific Rim, fire, it's happening. For some reason, my terrain map is not updating. It's off the tip there, and it's right on the coastline, actually, outside of there. It's near Gibraltar. But apparently it could drop off into the ocean and it would be a disaster. It would send a tidal wave heading straight across the globe and could hit all of the Atlantic seaboard directly. Yeah. You know, I think your joke, if you said it 7 times already in the chat room, it's bound to get laughs at 14 times. Hey, Yaman, what's going on, man? Many of you are wondering why you're feeling so listless and lethargic tonight. That's because you're being drugged. Yeah, there's fluoride in your water system. I didn't want to talk about it, but whatever. Anyway, this whole shock wave would come off the coastline and emanate directly at some of the most level and near seawater level towns in the world. And we're talking about, boom, Florida, underwater, New York. Everything except for Maine would be inundated with water. That's just, you know, warning, warning. Oh, look, I made a little fishy. Yeah. Help me. And ironically, these are the best oceans we have right now. The Atlantic Ocean is the cleanest ocean we have, and we need to really focus on building a tremendous amount of fisheries in that area. Yeah, that's what I would do. Fish. Lobster industry is going well. Continue that and expand out and develop more cod and do some cod farming, on land cod farming, which I think is possible in the eastern area near Boston, Connecticut. There's a lot more revenue coming from oceans near the Atlantic Ocean. I mean, land near the Atlantic Ocean. A lot more revenue potential. The area of California, we're seeing everything die off there. Yeah, so we're going to have to do something really special there. It's called Fix Fukushima. And in order to do that, we're going to have to work with the Japanese government and somehow fix this incredible problem. Yeah. All right, so I guess we have one of those nights where, I don't know, it seems a little bit odd to me, but you want to Fukushima. Let's do the Fukushima, shall we? Well, it's some sort of a musical event that we could construct here. Freedom Friday, we got to do something. We could do the ATP inspiration backdrop. Wow. You were waiting for this? Now it's starting. We'll bring in some fun stuff into the show. Yeah, that's immense. So do we want another round of a Clinton with no new ideas, embracing China's trade as if it was no big deal that we're literally giving China the bulk of the trade? Clinton did that. Hillary would follow suit. We can't afford Hillary. We need to fade out on her. We can't afford giving away our country either. An immense sound from Scissor Fight. Our nation needs to step up what they're doing and do something much bigger to save America and the world. Thank you. Step up. Be a better country. I thought that was going to be a riff right there. So we have a plan to deliver micro loans to the American people. No other candidate will offer this deal. Find a place to put it. Spoony. Great sound, Scissor Fight. You're awesome. So we're fighting the incredible consumerism that's plaguing our nation. We've got a guest appearance from Munchie, the typical consumer, and we're battling this mentality. See, Munchie is eating the earth. Munchie is killing off the planet, and Munchie is no longer an ethical creature. Munchie has taken over. And Munchie is all driven by wealth and power and capitalism and the greed mongers like Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton that want to pad their pocket in the pocket of all their cronies that get them elected. 8,000 pictures were just uploaded from Apollo. Wow. We're just uploaded to Flickr by NASA. Well, this is interesting. We'll take a look at those photos, Scissor Fight. Thanks for that. Poll, 50% of Americans say the government is an immediate threat. There you go. I heard it was 57% that they thought there was corruption in our country. But now this is another Gallup poll saying there's something going on here. It said government, 49% of the country say that government poses a threat to our rights and our freedoms. Look at that. So the country is literally divided on this issue. And I'm not so sure the Republicans are even carrying the banner hard enough about freedom. Wow. Republicans much more likely to see government as a threat? Okay. Fascinating. Thank you. Ominous. Overwhelming. Disturbing. Enlightening. Perturbing. Okay, so we have a bigger problem that this mentality of consumerism has literally taken over our nation. So let's put an end to this munchy creature and this consumer mentality and start thinking in terms of looping carbon. And I don't mean cap and trade legislation, because I will never tax you to do this. We either fix the problem or we don't fix the problem, one or the other. But we're not going to tax you to fix the problem. I'm going to finance any solutions with renewable energy savings bonds. It did look a little like Bill Cosby, you're right. Good one. You get the temporary award for the best chat response. Funny. Good. And even Munchie likes you. So what Munchie wants is this endless burger, you know, the idea of just endless burgers being rolled out. And we can't keep making endless burgers. It's not possible. It's just not. We actually have to deal with the reality that our nation is got to focus on building up its use of its own resources. We just don't have the endless burger ability anymore. And we can't really be this mindset anymore. We can't lead the world into endless consumption, because what it's doing is it's literally killing off the planet. And our poor planet is getting dirtier and dirtier and dirtier until it's pretty soon going to be dark and hard to even look at. And it's probably going to be radioactive. Radioactive. Which is not good. It'll be a colorful planet, though. Yeah. So this is what's happening. And if we don't start fighting this tendency to become these lumpy munchies that just eat the endless burger, we as a nation will never evolve. Yes, the thoughts on the commingled funds. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly which video you're referring to, because I have a CAFR video that was referred to me the other night on comprehensive annual financial reviews at the state level that involves commingling of funds. Which video on commingling are you talking about? Hello, Oman. Welcome. Many of you are getting turned on by this creature. I'm sorry for you. Or maybe the burger is turning you on. The endless burger. Yeah, Scissor Fight found this the other night. It was the cutest little thing. I just had to play it. Both of these were Scissor Fight originals. He's been a really big support. You know, he told me he'd have my back. He does. He really has been a tremendous support in this show. And I owe a lot just having a supporter like him to help add to the fun and the entertainment value. So this is the Earth, and we have this incessant need for consumption. Oh, this is what we call the United States. We have the richest country in the world in terms of resources, and the other countries want to use that in every way possible. So basically, to tell you that the simple fact is, the two parties have been bought off completely by money. And they are pretty much in the back pocket of anybody that pays them donations to get elected. And that's been the way it's been for a long time. It's getting worse and worse, though. So the powers that be, the ones that have a lot of money, Europe may be richer, but not in your mind it may be richer, but frankly, the U.S. is more manageable because it has so many different states that work together, whereas the EU isn't working out so well. They're having problems in some of the states, or the nation states. Spain, Italy, Portugal, and of course Greece. All right, let's do North Carolina. Let's do it. So everybody's going to want to get in on this wonderful value of a $1,000 microloan if you want to take it out. If you don't want to take a loan out, then we won't give you a loan. It's not going to be a necessary thing. So we anticipate maybe 50 to 60% of these people are going to want a microloan. We'll need at least $100 to $150 billion to start this program. I have to find it in government waste. Yes, this video, Dave. Yes, what is a commingled fund? Thank you. That was the video I did see, yes. And we're finding out that states are using a lot of that money that they have for pensions and retirement plans for their own purposes, for personal gain. And they commingle their funds. I did want to reference that, yeah. A lot of states right now do that. California has close to, they have 2.4 million pensioners. Of the 3.7 million pensioners in America, 2.4 million are in California. And their pension fund, CalPERG's pension fund, is the largest of any pension fund in the union. And they have $139 billion sitting in the pension fund that they don't draw from, except to personally profit. And then they separate their money, the money that they have for debt, and now California has close to a $540 billion debt. And they won't pull from any of their pension funds because they're commingling their funds. Vatican was taken over by the Masons and the Russians in the 60s. Now there's a fake pope in control, soon to take over the world. Welcome to the beast system. Thank you there. Jerka Fan is concerned about the beast system. A fake pope, Russian Masons, European royalty taking over the world. Yeah. That's pretty much what I'm fighting right now. I'm fighting the New World Order. And by doing a show every night, so that I can somehow protect the great nation we live in, is perhaps the only thing I can do physically to use my intelligence at its maximum level. Many people say, David, you claim to have a high IQ. Well, why aren't you doing something, making money or programming, doing code? This is the most ethically right thing for me to do with this IQ. I can think circles around our existing leaders, and I can come up with solutions that no Donald Trump type character could ever come up with. And the reason why I'm running is because I need to run. Otherwise, I'll feel completely unfulfilled in life. I'm not here to pad my pockets. I'm not a materialistic person. I never was. But I am here to change what we call our nation in terms of improving its services for elderly, homeless, people who are just dispossessed from our system. It's not getting done with the Democrats and Republicans. I am somewhat of an artist, it's true. I'm more than a word artist. I believe I am drawing a picture for the American people that somehow it'll be simple enough for them to understand, and that it will grow, because we want to just fix up the houses and get back to the basics. And we want to do this efficiently, not with a lot of spending tactics like the Democrats, Republicans have done. That's the difference between what we're doing at America's Third Party and what the Democrats, Republicans offer. They will throw money at things. That's what they do. And they will continue to give money to corporate cronies and backers and private funders and people that get people like Obama and Hillary elected. And the American people will never have a chance to even have ownership of a party unless they actually do this. And I know a lot of you don't have a lot of money, so you don't donate. I get that. But you're still here watching. And that's an important part of what we're doing. It's perhaps more important than financial gain for what we're doing. We're not going to be able to buy TV commercials like we had hoped, 50,000 TV commercials this year. Maybe in 2016, if we get enough donations, we'll be able to do that. But I need at least $200,000 to pull that off, at least. And I can't do it with a measly amount of money that we get donated to us. So we're doing this through the blogosphere and through word of mouth. That's what builds this whole political movement. I don't believe that any political candidate out there even realizes I'm here. They're that disconnected from the internet. I would say that the only person that's representing me out there to other U.S. senators and congressmen would be Patty Murray. She's the only one that would even begin to get close to a representative of what I'm doing. She's been doing an unbelievable job of promoting me by hating me. Everywhere she goes, she talks about me. And it's actually helping me immensely. And the Hillary factor is also playing into my hand because no one really wants Hillary as president. I don't think Hillary even wants to be president. She just thinks it's her turn. So if we allow a person who thinks it's her turn and just wants it for her own personal gain or the gain of the people to get her elected, then she's not the one for us. She won't do the helpful things that needed to get homeless housing, to get people a chance to get a low-cost education in America. She'll just do exactly what Obama did, which is nothing. I will, and I'll be doing everything I can to pull it off, because I can't see sitting around and watching this whole nation spin out of control with consumerism, killing off the planet without a real solid fight against the existing hierarchy and status quo of our nation's establishment. We've got to do something to make this planet pure again and to bring it back to health. And the only thing we can do right now at this point is challenge the political system, because it's not responding to the American people. I got homeless Ed some homeless housing. I did. I found him a trailer he can move into, about 30 miles away. And he's signing a lease, and he's going to have a place to live. Thank you. Yeah. I don't want to create a false flag and get fake injured and open a GoFundMe account, but you're right. I'm going to look at that. That's Project... Yeah. That's a pretty amazing... The guy from the UCC shooting, survivor, has $432,000. Wow. No kidding. Well, apparently these people are harvesting from the naivete of the American people who believe these false flags. That's pretty amazing that many of us who are pretty aware of what's happening, we're like in awe of the stupidity of the American people to believe these stories simply because they're popping up on the TV set. Mr. October, try to stay relevant. I'm not going to purge what you're saying, but I mean, you're talking from a book, man. Are you cutting and pasting out of the newest book that you're reading, the Bible, or what are you cutting and pasting from? Well, the problem with big money, Prol, is it tends to come with strings attached. There's a chance if people at a low level will just unleash $5 or $10. Yeah, you're right. If there was a possibility that you could donate $10 to our campaign instead of buying milk and bread and eggs for your family, I'd say go for it. But if your family is in need of milk and bread and eggs, absolutely spend it on the milk and bread and eggs or whatever you need to get through life. Canna Finish made an allegation that Hillary hung crack pipes on the Christmas tree at the White House. Now, Canna Fish said this. I'm like blown away. What do you know that we don't know, Canna Fish? How do you know that? Because I wasn't at the White House when Bill Clinton and Hillary were there, or even when Monica was there. I never had sex with her. I never did anything wrong in my life. Sorry. Yeah, where are you and how do you know this stuff, Canna Fish? Yes, Boink. Oh, you're back. Boink lost his leg, folks. He's back. How are you doing? How's the shooting going for that movie? Yeah, how do you know about anything about Hillary and the crack pipes in the White House? Give me a minute. I'll find a link, and it's Can I Finish? Oh, I thought you were Canna Fish. I'm sorry. No, you can't finish. You can finish that one off. Get a link and that'll be great. How do we know Can I Finish is not smoking crack himself? Work is good. Yeah. So Boink had a terrible accident, everybody. He crashed his car, he was drunk, and he lost his leg. But he's surviving. We're doing pretty well, thanks. Well, let's be clear. I am reading. I said can of fish. It's a lot easier to say than can of finish. Crack in the White House. White House, the place probably built on it. Oh, yeah. So you're talking about the crack house. Okay, well, let's go there. Let's go to Obama's People's House, as he said in that one town hall meeting he did. A long, long time ago, our president had a town hall meeting in which he said he was the people's president. So there you go, man. I thought it was the Rainbow White House. There's got to be another. It's just the right thing to do. Let's not subtract the radiated Earth from our equation. Geez, click, click, damn pop-ups, yeah. 94,610,000 Americans are not in the labor force. The lowest in 38 years. Thank you for that scissor fight. Yeah, that's a really amazing stat. I'll throw it behind me. No. Please, no. Thank you. I'm going to pull the Earth down and bring in half in the U.S. continue to say the government is an immediate threat. That's a Gallup poll that I just can't forget. That's intense. And then on top of that, we've got this record 94,610,000 Americans not in the labor force, participation rate lowest in 38 years. And in other disappointing news, the economy added only 142 jobs in September, well below economists' predictions. But the unemployment rate is still at 5.1. Well, of course it's at 5.1. You know how many people dropped off unemployment? What, a year and a half ago? The 99-week extension ended, and then all those people who were on unemployment, contributing to the number of unemployed, dropped off the rolls. That's why the unemployment rate at 5.1 is low. The real unemployment rate is 38% unemployment in America. You do the numbers. There's 250 million able-bodied people. 95 million are not working. That's 38%. Well, whatever you want to do to support ATP, thanks, Boink. It's always been nice to, hear you offer things. That's the one good thing you come to the show with an offering. I don't mean come as in what you do in your profession. Okay. Kind of put my foot in my mouth on that one. I know. Okay, what are we doing here? Oh, 38 million, 38% unemployment. There you go. That's the country. That's a dark fact about our nation. And the saddest part about that is those people don't even want to work. They don't even want a job. They want everything handed to them on a silver platter. Yeah, that's the sad truth. If they wanted a job, maybe a small business, they might take the $1,000 loan. But chances are those 38% are going to default on the $1,000 loan. Pied Piper decided to help me. Wow, well, this is a good thing. Good luck trying to take the trolls away. Americans aren't in the labor force because menial labor jobs moved to China. That's a good point, Prol. That's right. You're right. A lot of jobs have gone, and people have kind of been demoralized. White men in America don't want to do anything. I wouldn't know what that felt like. Silver's up. Wow, silver took a big spike, everybody, and gold seems to be up a little bit. Thanks, Scissor Fight. Mad Dog says that the dark triad of personality should be investigated in the analysis of trolls, and concluded that trolling appears to be an internet manifestation of everyday sadism. That's so true, Mad Dog. I read a Psychology Today review of trolls, and it's the same assessment. There are sadists and sociopaths who troll. You know, we have had to fight trolls for 7 years, folks, on our show. And many people don't realize that this show couldn't possibly go on if I didn't have a tremendous amount of persistence and stick-to-itiveness. I have never given up on anything in my life. And I'm proud to say that I'm not giving up on this, even if a tsunami does hit. That means the show will go on. Don't worry. And I will help you survive. So I'll be broadcasting from my remote servers during the coming apocalypse. If many of you can't get the internet, we won't be able to communicate through the internet, but I will be communicating psychically. So if you are tuned into me, you'll be able to tune into me psychically at the Psychic Friends Network. I'm not affiliated with that. But yeah, we're headed for some weird times. I can feel it. The famous White House Christmas tree decorated with condoms, crack pipes, and sexually themed angels, erect penises, and huge boobs in 1994. There are photos in this in Aldrich's book. Why can't we get one of those photos scanned? Do you have his book? Can I finish? Do you have his book, Aldrich's book? Because that's the weirdest account of the Clintons I've ever seen. Let's take a look. Above Top Secret has a story on this. Are you seriously suggesting people should believe this? Okay. All we've got is hearsay, no pictures. So at this point, you're going to have to produce a picture somehow and get Aldrich's book. Okay? Well, good luck. I just searched all over the internet, and I've got an octagonal hard drive. It is burning 6 million nanosecond particles per minute. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just using your standard 4 terabyte hard drive with 24 gigs of RAM and an i7 processor. The race war is coming. I disagree. You know, Charles Manson said that the race war was coming in 1969 with Helter Skelter, and it never came. Well, the deal is when I become president, I'll offer microloans of $1,000. People with bad credit will take advantage of it. Absolutely. I expect that. I want people to start getting their act together, and this is their one opportunity to correct their ways. If they pay the loan back in 1 year and 1 day, the final cutoff will be $80 of interest, $1,080 in return in 1 year. Then they will avoid being a bad credit risk. So we'll be able to find out pretty quickly who the bad credit risks are in America and who we should be concerned about. It's actually it's kind of like when police officers offer a free gun day, for gun owners or something, and all these people come in with records, and they pull in all these misdemeanor and felony people. It's kind of like that without the penalty stage. The penalty stage is avoided. You won't go prison time if you don't pay the $1,000 back. You'll just stick the government and you'll never get another loan. It's that simple. I see that, Boink. Yes, got it. You've done some charity work with a Pizza Hut here in your Van Nuys, and they have given me a $10, $50 gift cards. No, I will not cast from your local Pizza Hut. Sorry. I am definitely doubling down on my right to do the blackface video. I did a second one in 2014. You should check it out at youtube.com/DavidJohnSponheim. Yeah. I doubled down on it. Absolutely. It's free speech, man. If you really believe that you're going to shut down American free speech, you just opened up Pandora's box. And basically, American free speech is why we're all gathered here right now. Freedom. And the reason why we're forming a third party, because you Democrats really believe that that's illegal. Now, you guys can check out my YouTube site anytime you want. But frankly, Democrats are the problem. And they become such a big obstacle to our freedom that we're going to have to build a new party just to bypass around you simply because of your behavior and your lack of concern for allowing people to speak out. You're becoming the bane of our existence. Commies, that's exactly how you're behaving, you Democrats. And your mandatory this and mandatory that and taxation this and taxation that is BS. I'm not buying your votes. I'm simply offering microloans of $1,000 when I become president. That's it. I'm not offering you grant money. Basically, the media, Guest 371, the media is just an attack dog put out by the rich people. And they're trying to divide the nation and race bait. And that's why they did that video, the way they did it. And they won't even respond to my email. So yeah, they're going to race bait, they're going to divide the nation. Remember, folks, they are trying to divide our nation and conquer our nation. So of course they want to splinter you off into the left or the right. They don't want you to be in a centrist political movement like this. They don't want you to be part of a united front of thinkers and doers. So they're trying to divide people, and that's why they race baited me. And that's why they won't show any of my other video that I did. Yeah, I don't have any money right now, but when I'm president, we'll be able to offer microloans of $1,000. It's an idea right now. It's not something I could ever offer you right now. I did offer $1 per signature for the first people, and that still stands in Iowa until the actual election. Thank you. Actually, I have to get in before the election. It has to come in before the deadline. But I'm still waiting on that. We haven't had the signatures sent to us yet from any credible source. What do you think of this? U.S. President Al Lowe.
American people, we are a proud nation, but our...
No, I don't think anything of it. It's some sort of a ridiculous, nonsensical sci-fi gibberish. It's like, what did I think of the Twitter support for some kid who was 15 years old to run for president? D's nuts. I mean, that was obviously a CIA ploy. He moved to Fort Dodge, Iowa. Oh, wow. Well, he could consider getting votes, yeah, getting signatures. Tell him about the Iowa deal. Our download button is right on the main page, America's Third Party, to download that signature thing for Iowa. That's the one area we really would like to get on the ballot in. Oh, of course, all the states, too. Jobs up only for immigrants. Wow. See, the economy that Obama gave us, still outsourcing, just what George Bush did, and Hillary would follow in the same way. Jobs up only for immigrants, 14,000, and down 262,000 for native-borns. Look at that. Whoa. Unbelievable. Yeah. Okay. I guess that's a video or something. Oh.
The U.S. economy added only 142,000 jobs in September, raising doubts about whether the Federal Reserve will raise interest rates before the year's end. The unemployment rate remained steady at 5.1%. Friday's report by the Department of Labor fell short of expectation as economists expected employers to add 206,000 jobs. Janet Yellen, chair of the U.S. Federal Reserve, said in September that continued job growth and 2% inflation would indicate that the U.S. economy was ready for a hike in interest rates. Yellen has said she expected that interest rates would be raised before the end of the year if the U.S. economy continued to show signs of improvement.
Well, that's not likely going to happen. Boy, these people really don't know what they're doing, do they? I guess not. You know, a lot of people don't realize how completely screwed this economy is. I've been talking about how we've been in a depression for the past 4 years. Our country is basically being lied to. I got that Can I Finish keeps talking about these crack pipes, but do you have a link showing the crack pipes? Yeah, that's very interesting. Dave, would you do blackface in a scene, Sarah dressed as a... No. We're not doing any porno. That would never happen. God, don't you see that you can't diminish me or demean me to a level where other people would look at me as some sort of a sex object? A very well-endowed sex object? I don't want that. I want to be known as a guy who can talk to people, who, you know, not looked at as some sort of a, you know, sex pot. Ridiculous. He needs 150 from each county. That's what he needs in Iowa. 1,500 is what we're shooting for total. If he can pull that off, it'll be a miracle. They have to be checked by the Secretary of State, validated before I can sign a check to Barlow or anyone else. Well, he'd have to move around. That's my point. And this is for the first 1,500 total. If somebody beats him to it, it would knock those signatures out. No, I never would do that at a scene with anyone. Just because I'm an obvious sex machine doesn't mean I should be a sex machine. Yeah. Just because you have me pegged as some sort of a sex object doesn't make me a sex object either. No, I didn't. That's not me. I'm not a wrestler. I have no professional training whatsoever. But right now we've got people eyeing the third party and they want to take it down. There are people right now that are looking at building their own third party, and I think you know who I'm talking about. And we even signed a paper that said that he wouldn't run as an independent, but willing to do it if Jeb Bush pushes him off. So we're a little concerned that a lot of the Trumpites are going to come over here and try to, you know, attack us every night. Because we've got something good going, and Donald Trump doesn't have what we have, which is a word of mouth thing happening. It's not some mass mediaized, pumped up campaign. Big difference. We've got more longevity than he has. No, I can't give you anything. But if I'm president, if you can get me to the presidency, I will get all of you $1,000 minimum in loan money. I believe it. Can I finish? But you can go to the Clinton death count. You posted from a book, but put out by a former FBI agent. They didn't bother to sue him for defamation. If it's true, I'd like to see somebody take a picture of the book. Since this is your fixation, can I finish? You got to just go in there and get that book somewhere at a library and make a picture. I mean, do a black and white at the Xerox machine, for crying out loud. Just don't keep talking about some Christmas tree with crack pipes on it. We got enough problems with little Munchie here trying to take over the third party. No, none. Look, I'm never going to do anything with you in a sex way, Boink. Look, just because many of you people are obsessed with sex, I mean, here your wild lifestyle led you to an accident which cost you your leg, and you're still coming out here talking about sex in a movie. You'd think you'd begin to rethink your priorities. Jeez. Well, Prol, I don't underestimate Trump. I mean, he's got this going for him. Endless greed. A desire to continually have more and more and more and more and more. And you know, all that won't mean a thing when the apocalypse happens. You were waiting for this? Okay. Yeah, I mentioned his name only once, maybe twice, maybe 6 times. Does it even matter? He doesn't offer any money offers to the American people. He doesn't believe in government jobs. Trump is a dead end. And I won't carbon tax you like Hillary. I'm not breaking up. I'm doing fine at 650. bits per second. It's possible this creature is breaking me up. Hang on, let me drop him out of the scene. Oh, there's his primary ingredient. He's looking for the endless burger. That's what everybody's looking for, really. The endless burger. Let's freeze that. Oh, I can't, actually. That's unfreezable. The 38% unemployment is 95 million. Let me do the numbers for you here. I mean, a lot of you are, you're hands-on kind of people. I get that. The $1,000 loan is going to accomplish a trigger in our economy. We just need a little startup to get people to get small businesses formed. At the very least, they can start a small business with $1,000. At the very least. Okay, let me bring the calculator in. I'll do the math for a lot of you people who need the hard numbers. I get that. You just want to simply say, okay, what is this? Okay, out of 95 million people, out of 250 potential working adults, 250 million potential working adults, comes up with 38%. There it is. You saw the stats right there. So 95 million unemployed out of 250 potential employed people. And I'm taking the kids out of the figure and some of the old people. And that's a low estimate. Out of 322 million people, there's probably, 240 million people who could work. You want to be my second wife, huh? A polygamous relationship. Wow. I don't think anything like that should happen. If you really want me to be president, how would that be good for us? You can only imagine some guy being accused of being a polygamist or a porn star running for president. It's bad enough I did a blackface video. Thank you. Thank you. I don't have 3 nipples, and that's derogatory, so let's get serious. This is Friday night. You need to start talking about sex. No acting ever, Moink. Never, ever, ever. You guys just don't get it. Your career is dead. You'd be better off getting a GoPro camera and shooting your toilet bowl with you barfing in it. My God, go start your own industry. You don't have to suck up to all these industry giants in the porn industry. You could do your own. Have you ever heard of the internet? I'm trying to help this poor business guy. I'm not going to support any scenes whatsoever. Yeah, I don't like his whole game plan. It's greasy. It's scummy. If I saw you in the street, I'd go, ooh, get away. Scam artist. I didn't get to this place being some sort of a sucker or naive idiot. No, you're just BSing me. Like you've been doing in every show since you started here. I doubt you even lost your leg. Seriously. I doubt that was true, too. I think you're a total scam, and I really don't like your gig here. So, move on, buddy. So, somebody said I looked like a lot like this new U.S. president. Let's see. Hello. Welcome to America's Third Party. Hello. Welcome to America's Third Party. I will stay on camera for you to continue this mission of accomplishing this goal.
Life is limited by our work, so we must work hard for each other. It's time government takes a more active role in the unity of the people. We We are all children of this planet. On the surface, I am just a machine.
I think that's hilarious. I just think that's hilarious. Thank you. And I'm going to use that in the future. You should host the Tonight Show. Well, I'm not Johnny Carson. And Ed, I can't do it. I'd have to be Johnny Carson. Thank you. And here's Ed. Drunk as usual. No, I didn't get new teeth. These are the same old ones that I had a long time ago. I am. I remember Johnny Carson. I know. I'm a pretty old guy. You didn't realize I was 112 years old? Wow. Yeah. Not many people realize people like me exist. That's because I'm in a sealed environment, controlled, and there is no potential toxins or any type of disease which can wear down your skin cells. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. Google, with robots in our brains, will be godlike. Oh my God. See what I told you about transhumanism? Here we go. They're pushing transhumanism in the media now. They want us all to think that we'd be better off with a chip in our head. Can you imagine? Google exec, with robots in our brains, will be godlike. What a freak. Tell me this guy has ever been laid, other than by a prostitute or something. I don't know. It's just a question. Ray Kurzweil. Boink? Why don't you ask him to be in your scene? Helping us become more like gods. Talk about an inferiority complex. He wants to stick a chip in his head because he can't get it up. Or maybe he can. I don't know. I'm going to say false flag on the Oregon shooting. Thank you for your question, 434. So far, we haven't had any kind of real information from the government other than a few fake pictures. No blood on any bodies. And, well, the weirdest thing, which came into our show earlier tonight, the mother from the one of the students at the Oregon State University has stated that her son said there was no noise at all at the university. Let's listen in.
He said that they were using suppressors. He's very aware of firearms. He's a shooter. And he said no noise, no shooting, no nothing. He said it's pretty hard to believe that there were up to 30 rounds shot with explosives. No sound of shooting.
No sounds of shooting whatsoever. Let me give you that link. And I thank Scissor Fight for that link. That was great. We got people scouring the internet trying to find out credible information to back up the story that this Oregon shooting occurred. You know, even George Bush's brother Jeb is getting flack for saying, you know, this happens, you know, like nonchalantly saying this happens. Well, what? False flags happen all the time, I guess, yeah. It could be, yeah, screw. I'm not being mean to you, it just, I can't really go into detail about sausages or sex or porn or anything that you seem to be involved in, Boink. So if you could just focus on politics, that'd be nice. And stop playing the oh, poor me kind of thing. You can do better than that. You should replace Conan. Yeah. I actually worked on the movie Conan. I don't like to brag, but yeah. I worked for one night on Conan the Barbarian. Great moment in time, really, for me. 1982. I'm there at the set of Conan the Barbarian. It was unreal. And I was watching the set overnight in my car. That was the only gig I had. For one night, I was there watching the set in Burbank just to make sure it was okay. Everything was fine. So that was, it was like, I made like $30. But they didn't put me in the credits. Okay, so any other questions? The 80s. Oh yeah, those were the good days. No, I don't have a pick of anything. Can I finish? I don't have a pick of anything, and neither do you. Arnold is making a new Conan movie? I didn't know. It's in production? Great. How come on this happened? I live in Torrance. I know the apartment building. I know a tenant that there the shooter exists. Okay. You know the apartment, you know that apartment building. I know a tenant there the shooter exists. What are you talking about? Guess 715. I mean, you live in Torrance and you know, this was in Umpqua in Oregon. What are you talking about? There are real shooters in the world, yes. Bernie Sanders doesn't have a rise in popularity. It's if you look at whatever he's got and the fact that he's drawing as much money as Hillary Clinton, people are getting cold feet for Hillary because they know she has a lot of baggage, and Bernie, the only baggage he has is the Depends underwear he's walking around in. Why would I turn on guest verified accounts only for 5 minutes? Yeah, I've got guests in here. Everything's going on very well. Bernie's more of a distraction to help people kind of forget that, you know, Hillary Clinton is unable to release more than a few sound bites every week, while the Democrats try to regroup. Some people are distracted by things like this, you know. Don't do this at home, by the way. Bernie is way too liberal. He's a socialist. He wants to rest the working class, the burden of the non-working class onto the working class. Access denied. Yeah, so everything right now in the media and politics is a distraction. Bernie's doesn't have the staying power that I do. I am not only I'm not 112, by the way, but I'm not only an older man, but I'm a younger man too. You're disturbed by this? Well, what doesn't necessarily make you happy oftentimes distracts you. You get frustrated when things are not going the way you want them to go. I am fit and firm, yes. So a lot of you are having, hard time accepting the reality that your Democratic Party is wayward and without a leader. So guess what? I am now appointing me to the leadership role of the Democratic Party. Except I'm not in the party anymore. All right? So now you can support me. And just call yourself an American. And not worry about what the divide is between the left and the right. And stop baiting people and race baiting and all that. You can just start voting for a guy who wants to help the planet out. Wants to legalize marijuana, for one. You wouldn't get Donald Trump to legalize recreational marijuana, and you won't get Bernie Sanders to know exactly how to do it. He'll be like the Democrats in my state, and they want to charge 75% tax on marijuana sales. And they wonder why they're not doing as well as Colorado. It's kind of funny. The Democrats in our state just don't get it. Yeah. So because I want to legalize marijuana, I'm just as viable of a candidate as Bernie Sanders. I don't even think he's come forth on that issue, but whatever. But yeah, just vote for me. I was a Democrat for 30 years. You can write my name in. And if we get enough write-in names with my name on it in the 2016 election, I'll win that state's electoral college votes, and we'll choose our electoral members to go in the running. That's how it works. And you can even become an elector if you go to our website. We're taking electors still. CNN is deleting the false flag comments off the Oregon shooting article. Wow. Thank you, 196. Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, so I'm not getting anybody anything for their birthday except Sarah. Well, that's nice, but I wanted to legalize marijuana from the get-go. And we're not just doing it the way that these Democrats want to do it. They want to profit from medical marijuana, and they want to charge everybody a prescription. They want to make it so it's like drugs. They want to turn it into an industry, just like the healthcare crisis in Obamacare. They want everybody to pay money out of pocket to have a little bit of pot. You know, I don't have the Dancing Grandma video on tap right now. I'm sorry, but I do have a video that deals with marijuana legalization, and I think you might enjoy it. I mean, it's It's certainly fun to look at.
Some good shit.
Wow. Yeah, Washington wants to make oral vitamin supplements be prescription. You're right. They're a complete communist state by these imbeciles that don't realize they're being played by corporate cronies. Obamacare is just a 30 to 40% price gouge on all of your health care. That's what Obamacare was. It was never a public option. It was never any kind of a single payer plan, which I didn't agree with, by the way. I have a public option on our website. It's a national opt-in plan that'll cost $60 per person per month if you want to have full medical and full dental coverage. With public hospitals and nonprofit hospitals, we'll be able to do this. But they never did that with Obamacare. It was a complete failure. And most of the people are now having to pay the price are you, the taxpayers. And it's going to cost our nation $1.3 trillion over 10 years. It's a huge problem, and it's not going to get any better. I will begin to nullify, and I'm going to try to revoke and repeal Obamacare. There's a legal area that they violated, that not one constitutional attorney filed a lawsuit against Obamacare on that ground. And I believe we can still do it. We'll just take it right back to the brain-dead Supreme Court and force them to look at it. We have to. We can't fund it. And this recent Supreme Court ruling, which is absurd, you know, many of the states opted out of Medicaid financing. So the states don't contribute to Medicaid financing. Nearly half the country didn't opt into Medicaid financing. That was the Supreme Court ruling. And then the Supreme Court was asked, well, what about insurance for homeless people to cover the cost of Medicaid? The Supreme Court decided that the American government is responsible for insuring everybody in America with an insurance plan. So if it's Medicaid driven, guess who pays for it? And guess who makes all that money? The insurance companies. They're profiting big time. We're talking major, large insurance companies like Humana, Cigna, Primera, Blue Cross, Blue Shield, you know, Kaiser. These companies make big, big bucks on Obamacare. So yeah, Obama is the devil. It's finally been revealed. You were wondering where Satan was hanging out? He actually decided to create a transhuman named Barack Obama. Isn't that great? And you thought that the God works in mysterious ways. Well, apparently Satan does too. Now, I'm not here to talk about religion. I'm only to talk about good and evil. Because there is evil inherent in mankind. And there is good that we need to strive for. But Obama has some sort of a weird thing going on, which not many people in the mainstream media have ever even heard about. And not many people in the country have heard about. But I don't miss an opportunity to show you the picture of the scars on the president's head. And it's something I don't want to have to show or reveal because it's something I would find offensive. I think we have a need to know that the president's head has scars on it, indicating surgery, brain surgery. And I'm not the only person who's talked about that. So if you want to talk about that opportunity that this Oregon shooting was a false flag, yeah, I can talk about that all I want. But we've got bigger problems here. We've got a president with scarring on his head indicating brain surgery. And no one in the media has talked about it. Okay. Okay, so you're going to jail people who don't have the money to take care for their children? That's the most recidivistic idea I've ever heard out of a Democrat Obama-tard mouth. Wow. You people really have some problems. You don't understand what makes this world tick, do you? You want to mandate, tax, force people to do things with regulations. You're a bunch of goose-stepping commies, and worse than that, you're like fascists too. You're like a merge of the communist fascist groups. You're National Socialists, that's what you are. All of you Democrat Obama-tards are behaving like National Socialists. Goose-stepping, telling people what to do, thinking that the greater good will somehow be better than the individual freedom that this nation should be affording all of our citizens. Sleepy Floyd has come up with this ridiculous, nonsensical thing that they chopped his head with a machete as a child. No, none of the children pictures had any scarring whatsoever of Obama in his youth. Yeah, I've examined. We have, however, found that his mother had a black hand. This picture was from the Dreams from My Father. It's a strange anomaly. They can't quite figure it out. How this woman, his mother, had a black hand. Many people believe it's the hand of Frank Marshall Davis, his commie handler. Okay, I'm not really sure about your wrestling comment. Okay, the Oregon shooter lived with his mom in Torrance, an apartment building 4 blocks from me in Torrance. Okay, I'm friends with dozens of tenants. He traveled to Oregon to do this after July 4th. He packed up and left Southern California, Oregon. No false flag, just trying to stir up to be one here. All right, this guest 715 is suspicious, folks. Yeah, very suspicious. Okay, guest 715, I'm going to ask you to call me right now at 707 your ATP. Make a phone call if you want to make this a legitimate statement and put it on the air that you live right next to this guy. Go ahead. Let's see how far the rabbit hole goes, because it sure sounds like the NSA to me. Go ahead and give me some. Let's hear it.
Call from
Tony.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
Nice try. That's the funniest thing I've ever heard. Rodney comes in, writes again, claims that this guy he met in Torrance. Now, it does make me think now that you are working for the government, Rodney. It makes me think that you really are their government shill. You got something going on, man. Did Allied Signal Corps call you and ask you to come in here and tell people that you actually grew up near the guy? I mean, you're pushing false flag information in our chat room, dude. I mean, it doesn't get any more blatant than that. And you can't even call up with a real voice. Tony? Hi, Sarah. I spent a year and a half with this guy calling in, going, hi, Dave. How are you? How's the lovely Sarah? That's all he would say. When's the show start? So Scissor Fight cut a beautiful song that has this whole thing in here of him just calling in and saying that stuff. It's just hilarious. Yeah. What time's the show start,
buddy, what's going on, man? Anyways, man, so what time's the show gonna get going here?
Good job, dude. That was great. I love that particular riff of hard rock that he put in there. I would have played the caller on, but you know, yeah, there's nothing to talk about with that guy. Guest 936 is really jealous of Scissor Fight's ability to mix music. Mic is on, yeah. And I can tell you that this type of jealousy about somebody like Scissor Fight, who does, you know, the necessary work to mix various riffs together and create something, it's pure creativity, and you're just jealous of his creativity. And anybody who calls me anything other than great will be banned from the show. This has been fun, though. All right, you want to hang out and talk about guns and artillery? You want to bring up weaponry? Well, let me show you what the government has. And I can tell you that this military issue gun that I'm going to show you is perhaps one of the best defending weapons in the world. And I don't think you can get it on the open market. It's the AA-12.
I'd like to introduce you to a shotgun for the 21st century, the AA-12.
Now you can stick this muzzle right up, you know what, and just take care of business. Yeah.
I'd like to introduce you to a shotgun for the 21st century, the AA-12. The Auto Assault 12 is a fully automatic, gas-operated, low-recoil, 12-gauge shotgun designed specifically for the military. One blast from a shotgun is terrifying enough, but the AA-12 delivers at an incredible rate of nearly 300 rounds a minute. The first AA-12 prototype was designed and built in the 1970s. Then it was taken over by Jerry Baber, who made over 200 changes to bring this weapon into the future.
Once you see it one time, then you understand that it is probably the most powerful weapon in the world.
All right, I'm going to take his word for it. Yeah, thanks, Jerry. All right, you can check that out at nothingtoxic.com. Yeah, thank you, man. So why not show a little, counterbalance to this pro-gun control move that they just made with this false flag event down in Oregon? Yep. You are now being banned for spamming an unnecessary chat. DTLR, what are you doing? Yeah, I'm not sure where you're pasting the stuff that he's writing. If guns like this were legal in Europe, like this wouldn't happen there to all. The problem is we have easy access to such outlets to vent our. We are not ready. Oh, come on. 7499, you're a typical Democrat. You guys are going against the popular opinion to support gun rights. I know that. This is your last warning. Everyone needs some protection, yeah. Yeah, I know you voted for Obama. I can smell you. You smell like cap and trade legislation. The smell of flatulence that's costly. Yeah. The smell of your own flatulence blowing back in your face, thinking it's other people farting at you. And you think it's your right to force us to pay taxes on your meat. I do support gun rights. I do. You don't have to tell me I need to support rights. I support gun rights. And the work that these people are doing is only technology.
There's no way that anybody within 200 yards could base this weapon and survive it. You just cannot do it. It's just, there's so much lead delivery on target that it's just destroying it.
Like all combat shotguns, the AA-12 can fire dozens of different types of specialist rounds, each designed to do a different job.
They could even have fragmentation rounds that'll rip through buildings and take out doorways. Oh, come on, Sleepy Floyd. When are you Democrats going to embrace the fact that we're never going to get the Republicans to push for gun control? You know that. Yeah, we've got our current head of the U.S. Army is gay. On top of everything else, I mean, he's pushing unbelievably open gay people in charge of our U.S. military. I mean, I don't have a problem with people being gay, but it's a move that doesn't necessarily resound well among our enemies. I mean, they're laughing at us in other countries because we're putting the weakest, apparently the weakest people in charge of an army that needs to defend our nation. You know, I don't know if the mom is to be involved, if this story is true, that this guy did hurt people in Oregon. Not at all, 276. I've been a supporter of gun rights since 2000, and I would say 2008, when I first started. I immediately started switching my position toward gun rights. I was in favor originally of reinstating the assault weapons ban. But then I've talked to enough people who understand the dangers of that ruling and the lack of implementation, the fact that we can't enforce it. How's your hair? It's not homophobia, it's just a guy who's gay, who's in charge of our military. And, you know, I just don't understand the appointment. I would never authorize this because, number one, it affects the morale of our troops. 95% of our troops are heterosexual. There's a small contingency of troops that want to become transgenders. And Obama's already authorized 12,000 transgenders to become officially transsexuals, to have their organs transferred and changed. Yeah, they've got a .22 caliber machine gun, okay? I mean, how are you going to stop something like that? Bottom line is you cannot stop innovation. It's like saying we outlaw robots. If all of you are concerned about technologies that would hurt your kids, like a gun, for instance, I'm concerned too. That's why there's guns with RFID chips in them that you can wear with a card or with a wristwatch. I profiled a weapon like this the other night on our Technology Thursday show. Armatix Smart System RFID chip pistol. This will prevent any child from getting close to your gun in your home. And any dangerous action occurring in your home from a gun. You just have to pay a little extra for it. You know, I don't know what this spam is, but it doesn't make any sense. It's just filling up space, and what you're doing is trying to basically mount crap in the room because you know I can kick you out anytime you do this, okay? So stop doing it. Okay, you got to post as a username 952. You can't do it any other way. We're not in any relationship at all. And you're purging your own messages or what? Okay. Okay, as spamming appears to be a violation of my rights and my freedom. Apparently people are too unemployed to actually get a job, so they just want to, spam here every night. Apparently their job is spamming. That's their purpose in life. Good for them. But I don't like it, so I will ban you if you do that. We're not involved in a relationship. No, that's just not true. Okay, nice try, but apparently I have to get a little faster on the trigger here. We're not a leader in homicide around the world at all. That's just not true. And I'm going to ban you if you keep this up with your democratic crap of gun control. We support gun rights here, and if you don't like it, get out of the room and go vote for Hillary. She's waiting. The New World Order shill is waiting for your vote. We know that she's ready. She's a total puppet. She'll do whatever the World Bank wants. She will be instrumental in getting ground troops into Syria, as will Donald Trump and any Republican leader. They both endorse ground troops in Syria. Yeah. Welcome to your nightmare. And you continue to cling to the belief that gun control is the way to go when every single Holocaust in history has been preceded by gun control. Yes, 1 in 3 are unemployed. I said 38%. That's actually higher than the number that are unemployed. But that's the number. We're not involved in a relationship. This is getting tiring. Okay, well, we will be shutting down chat shortly for guests if you continue this behavior. Trump said he would basically send ground troops into Syria when he first opened his mouth. Yeah, now he's retooled his argument to claim he supports Putin. He switched immediately in 2 weeks. At first, he was going to send ground troops into Syria and Iran. But you ask Trump if he'll send ground troops into Iran, and he definitely will. You ask him. You idiots who support Trump don't even understand his policy. His policy is one of pure greed. Okay, ground troops for Iraq, then there you have it. He wants to send ground troops into Iraq, everybody. Your president cannot possibly go down that same dark road of mistakes that we've made under previous Republican presidents or under Democratic presidents. Sending more troops in is not the way. We got to subtract troops from Iraq. And I have a plan, a credible plan to solve the problems in Iraq. They don't have a plan. Trump doesn't have a plan. I have weapons-free safe zones in 2 areas, in Basra and in Baghdad. And we have a plan to actually build a rail line and an oil line to protect the oil shipments and help Iraq pay for their future. And we want to modernize the refineries. Trump doesn't have any of that at all. He simply wants to send ground troops, your men and women, your brothers and sisters, off to fight a war that has already been fought for 10 years. Oh yeah, tell me that's not a new idea. I mean, what a joke. Well, yes, weapons-free safe zones do work, and I can prove how they will work. If you come to our show tomorrow night, Bob Castor, I will be talking about weapons-free safe zones in Iraq, and I have a very credible plan to protect the populated regions that are most affected and doesn't spread our troops out and doesn't put our troops in harm's way. I know, Jeff. Well, it's not just World War III with Russia by Christmas. It's going to be an attack, no doubt, by Israel on Iran. Syria will follow with support from Russia, and that will start the World War III scenario. If we just play games with Syria and Russia for like at least 2 to 3 months, it wouldn't even amount to anything. But once Israel attacks Iran, it'll trigger the global nuclear war or potential for global nuclear war. All of this was avoidable. Barack Obama was the wow. Okay, we're gonna take that as a death threat, and we're gonna process that as a death threat. Thank you. Yeah, it's sad we have to do this every night, but this particular person who's stalking our show, he comes in our show all the time with this crap, and he makes statements to that effect. It's strange. No, it's strictly a weapons-free safe zone in a foreign country, not in our country. You didn't see it. I got rid of it before it got worse. Nothing to worry about. But yeah, he's a psychotic. He's been living. He lives for hating me. Thank you, Master. Thank you, Master. Thank you, Mass Madman. There's a great line from a Lenny Bruce movie. Thank you, Mass Madman. Thank you, Mass Madman. Lenny Bruce is one of the greatest entertainer, humorous comedians that you'll never ever get a chance to see. I do like men, but I like women better. You've been banned permanently. You know, I've never met a woman I didn't like. I'm sure there's some biker bitch out there I've never met, but whatever. The bottom line is I am really attracted to women, and I've always been attracted to women. I think they're beautiful. I think every woman has a beautiful feature that makes them unique. I don't think she's going to make it in. She was too tired. She was really, really tired tonight. She was like slammed from a long day, you know. Bobcaster, what do you got? The gun markets of Pakistan. Wow, that looks like a good 9-minute little loop. We'll play that. I'll add it to one of my playlists. I'll add this to a war playlist. Yeah, if you have any other war videos, it'd be good for tomorrow too. We'll add that. You know, I'm attracted to all women. I mean, any man. You logged in Logo Graphics? You want to see a very disturbing man stalking LAPD officer? Okay. Thanks. I don't know if you want to send the video. Yeah, go ahead and drop it in here. I've always, like any man, found women appealing. And it isn't difficult to get excited by looking at women, period. Okay? Men are very visual, as you know. Most of us who are able to actually see and touch our genitals, unlike some people like with big bellies like Trump, we generally get excited, you know, in just provocative things get people excited, men excited. I was rather liking guest chat. I'm not attracted to Hillary Clinton. She is one woman that I could talk to, though. I mean, I don't hate her, even though she's got all these seriously flawed problems in her brain. But I'm sure there's some biker bitch out there that would piss me off and really, really make me hate women. Just her in that particular case. But I love women. I think they're great. Unlike Barack Obama, I am a heterosexual. I'm not attracted to transgenders, no. That isn't worth posting, Von Trapp. Yeah, that's disturbing. That's one of the most disturbing pictures I've ever seen of Hillary. Yeah, so I'm gonna not encourage you to post that here. Thank you. Okay. I've got other things that are just as disturbing with Hillary in it. Bruce Gender, yeah. I've got a picture of Hillary in a weird and off moment when she was being photographed during one of her satanic masses. Did you really say that, Dave? I'm just kidding. I didn't mean satanic masses. No, she's got we've got this. It's just the weirdest picture ever. And you'll begin to look into her eyes. And they say, the Indians used to say, the Native Americans, my relatives, used to say you could look into the soul of a person when you looked into their eyes. And I think if you look closely, you'll see the soul of Hillary Clinton in this picture. Are you getting the picture? Yeah. You're beginning to see the picture, right? Okay. Well, at least you understand what's happening. You have a better picture, really? I don't think blowing smoke out of your eyes, Ken, is really appropriate here. So I'm going to ask you to purge yourself. And if you haven't urinated by now, you better go to the bathroom because you're about ready to burst. Okay, let's take a look at a guy stalking a police department officer. This is weird. Calabasas, California, a viral video of an armed Instagram user stalking a California cop. I'm going to just watch it for a second. Hang on. Let me close down on audio. I want to see what I'm looking at. See, this is inappropriate to play on our show. Yeah. It is just inappropriate. Yeah. Thanks for posting it, Logo Graphics. It does show you how sick the world is, but I'm not going to play it. That's not true. I didn't steal the microloan idea. I'm merely implementing the idea in the U.S. All right, you've been purged. I don't steal ideas. The microloan idea would work for our country. It should work now. We need to get money to the American people. How many of you have gotten a penny from the American people, for the American people, from the amount of money that's been doled out over the past 8 years, 7 years? How many of you gotten $1? Anybody? And don't say you got unemployment, because that doesn't count. Some of you got a lot of money. You could do a lot with $1,000. Yeah. You could get a lawnmower and gas and start making money if you wanted to improve your life. You know, the microloan program, it's not a question of who has the idea. It's about spreading the idea. You know, I never claimed the microloan idea was my only idea. I never did. I never laid claim to that. I'm merely suggesting microloans of $1,000 to the American people would be in order here. Yeah, you can buy a nice lawnmower. I'll get you one right now for, let me see. Lawnmower. Electric. No, better yet, battery operated. You're free to check this stuff out yourself. I'm going to go to a place that I just bought one. And they've got some pretty nice ones. Let me show you the one I just bought. You have a robot mower? That's nice. I just went to Home Depot about 1.5 years ago and picked up one of these guys. Well, let's be clear. Now, mine was on sale for $300. It was discounted. But it was $399 is the list price on that. That'll get you your mower. And it gets 2 batteries. They give you 2 batteries with it. Now, you can buy a couple extra batteries. For under $500, you can have the mower and 2 really nice 4 batteries. So you can mow at least 4 lawns in between charges. Yeah, and then you could tell people you're the non-toxic lawnmower service. Yeah. If you want a link, here's the Home Depot link to that battery, and I've tried it. It works okay, you know. That's just one thing you could do in a small town or where people have small yards. Nobody wants to buy a mower and mow a small yard, and it's the simplest thing. You could do about 10 lawns in one day, no problem, and make about $20 a lawn. That's $200 a day. In 5 days, you'll have paid back the $1,000 in income. In 6 days, you'll have enough to pay back the loan and have enough pocket change to go on and continue the whole process over again. So don't tell me you can't start a little business for $1,000. Well, 7 acres, you're going to need a sit-down mower. I'm not talking about you mowing your acreage, buddy. I'm talking about people that want a job. God. Get relevant. Forget the push mowers. They don't work. I don't want to scam people. You know, you guys don't. I'm not that guy. If you really seriously want a president that's not corrupt, you can't vote for Donald Trump. He is the most corrupt person out there running for president. I'm a person who's more like a hippie. You know, my time has been much more dialed into non-materialism and solving America's problems. Remember that, okay? Groovy, baby. Hey, man, it's totally cool. You haven't given me any money either. Trump has asked for plenty of money. He borrowed $4 billion. He borrowed $4 billion, and he claims he has $10 billion. So you're dealing not only a liar, but a cheater with Trump. Yeah. It's Ivanka you think is hot? Okay. A streamer gets arrested on a stream. Dude gets arrested on live stream for being loud. Wow. Somebody called the cops and he gets arrested for being loud. We got to see this, folks. Many of you live in an apartment. Check this out. can't hear it. You can barely hear it. Wow. He's getting moved out. Whoa, this is unreal. He gets pulled out of his apartment. Very low volume. Apparently the apartment, yeah, he gets knocked out. Yeah, I think this guy had a chat room going on. That's really sad. Okay. Well, you saw it for yourself, everybody. We've talked about police violence. It's just getting weirder and weirder out there. This year alone, 635 innocent men and women have died at the hands of police officers while those people were unarmed. Shootings that happen by cops are on the rise against innocents. And it doesn't matter what racial background you are. It doesn't matter. In fact, if you're white, you're more likely to get shot, technically. So, it is true, Ken. And the numbers of... Scroll down and play the other one. Oh, really? Oh, okay. You're making things tough on me, man. Okay, let's see it. See what we got here. I had to move the gun buyers of... Okay, let's take a look at this. Yeah, the second camera. What was that of? Of him picking up his wallet or somebody stealing? So somebody came into his house and stole his stuff. We're going to purge your comments because you're such a pro-Trump supporter, Pacific. I'm not running against anybody who hasn't been chosen. Yeah, so right now it's still up in the air. Jeb Bush is more than likely going to be, making a showing in the election. So let's get our facts straight here. And the person that wins Iowa doesn't necessarily go on to win the election. It's never been the case. I don't know of one single election in history where somebody wins Iowa and then moves on. So if Trump wins Iowa, it's not likely he's going to win all the other states. Well, so far Jeb has got a lot of support in the Republican Party. It's growing. Yeah, I'd be more than likely, I'm going to suggest that the dirt about Donald Trump will come out fairly quickly because Trump has a presence on Jeffrey Epstein's blacklist, his black book. Yeah, and that story hasn't even gone viral in the news yet. It's bound to hit the scene once things pop out. Gawker's covering it right now. They've got the actual image right there for you to look at. But yeah, Donald Trump, while married, was seeking the help of a pedophile billionaire, Jeffrey Epstein, to arrange meetings with women. We're assuming. Yeah, we need another party for sure. So this has got a lot of baggage attached to it. And you can check it out right now if you want to go to thegawker.com. We don't have a lower viewership tonight. That's not true. Our numbers are solid. We're looking at a lot of people right now. Yeah, the number of guests are not even evident in our show. I can't even tell you how many guests are in here. Yeah, my signs are stolen. It's true. But yeah, that's bound to bury the Trump campaign rather quickly. Soliciting prostitutes while being married, not a good thing. He's got a lot of baggage. Plus, he's got that Trump college, which is under investigation for falsely leading people. According to Secret Service agents, Hillary Clinton is really, really hard to deal with. Yep. This is an eyewitness story from New York Post, folks, that just came in from Logo Graphics. Thank you, Logo Graphics. Sorry I couldn't play that other one, but it was a little too weird. Stalking cops is not something I would ever want anyone to do. We would show respect toward our police officers. Secret Service agents, Hillary is a nightmare to work with. Wow. Oh my God. Good morning, ma'am. A member of the uniformed Secret Service once greeted Hillary Clinton. She said, "F off," she replied. That exchange is one of them among many that active and retired Secret Service agents shared with a book that Ronald Kessler wrote called Author of the First Family Detail, a compelling look at the intrepid personnel who shield America's presidents and their families and those whom they guard. Kessler writes flatteringly and critically about people in both parties. Chelsea is a model protectee who respected and appreciated her agents. He describes Bill as difficult chief executive, but an easygoing ex-president. And Kessler exposes Hillary as an epically abusive Arctic monster. Wow. Arctic monster. Well, there you have it. Well, you know, we learn a lot from the entertainment. You have 86 viewers versus, well, look it. Our show is not guaranteed viewership every night. People have a life. You know, not everybody is going to sit here and be frustrated with the world around them. They want to go enjoy themselves. Some people are actually having sex tonight. I know that's rare for a lot of you. I put signs up and someone removed them. I know. 90% of my signs were stolen in my last local election. I know. It's Friday night. People want to have fun. They want to go out if they can. But if they don't, they want to hang out, they want to talk, and they want to listen. But yeah, talking about stuff like Jeffrey Epstein's Black Book is certainly something we could discuss, but what's the point? We've got people, reporting a guy called tonight. Maybe you guys missed it. But these two beautiful girls were killed recently in Georgia. A guy called us from Georgia to tell us about the story. Two beautiful girls killed by a cop driving too fast. Reckless abuse of police activity, driving too fast, and killed those two girls. I really believe that they should be, the cops should be prosecuted for a felonious homicide. Wow. Congressman Pete Sessions is going to use Taliban-like tactics? What? I didn't know that anyone would use that word publicly. The Munchie monster is named Shamu. Okay, I just called him Munchie. But yeah, stories like this are propagating. Tonight I'm going to be showing you a whole series of cases of police brutality. Earlier in the show, I brought you an immense burger, an endless burger, and a creature that is indicative of all the people in America who want to eat until they get so sick they want to, throw up. Take it easy, still too lazy to sign up. We've got a lot of interaction with the chat room. I really like this tonight. So if we've got 100 viewers, great. Great. At least we're getting good comments from people. Okay, you're analyzing 317s. Yeah. No. You're looking at it from the poor me Democrat perspective of, gee, Obamacare was an attempt to help the poor people of America, and gosh, they've just been sabotaged by the Republicans. No, Obamacare was all about giving huge healthcare insurance companies 40% profits. And now you're blaming the Republicans for economic collapse, which definitely points to Barack Obama saying, well, make no mistake about it. The government is not responsible for creating jobs. Yeah. So we become a nation of gluttons, and we need to elevate our act, or we'll get squished. We need to get a better, more sustainable economy going here. One that's more leveraged against our service solutions, like people doing things for others, and much more American products made. We don't make enough products in this country anymore. So we've got a lot of transitions to make, and they haven't come from the Democrats or Republicans at all. They don't have the method or the means. And worst of all, they haven't even made comments about how to prevent, the excess, the corporate excess, because they're part of the problem. They're the biggest munchers of all. And they would think nothing to munch up the Americans' third party. They would love that. They'd love to put a shill out there like Donald Trump and just eat the America's third party right up. But it's not going to happen because I'm not viable. I'm the unviable presidential candidate. It is scary, isn't it? But it's kind of indicative of the consumerism that's promoted around our... You know that only 10% of plastic waste is being recycled? Now you can see my Democratic roots a little bit here. I'm not going to force you guys to recycle. I'm just going to make it a lot easier. And we're going to have national composting areas in every single city that'll take in recyclables and do a lot more with the ones that we have than the current system that we have in place. I don't wear a toupee. This is real hair. If I had a toupee, this would be lifting right now. Thank you. I don't like Hillary either. And I can tell you, as a former Democrat, we need to, get our head out of the sand, all of us do, and start realizing the giraffes are eating popcorn. Okay, I didn't want to go that high up. I got my head out of the sand, but I don't want to go that off the grid here. That's pretty funny. It's a big popcorn night for a lot of people. A lot of people are eating GMO popcorn. Have you noticed that? I'm personally trying to avoid GMOs in my diet. Jeff says, while running for U.S. Senate, Hillary stopped at an upstate New York 4-H club. As one Secret Service agent says, Hillary saw farmers and cows and then erupted. She turned to a staffer and said, "What the bleep did we come here for? There's no money here." That sounds just like Hillary. Yeah. David, why were you dressed like a Mexican restaurant waiter in that news video? Because they literally knocked on my door when I was changing my clothes. And they accosted me at my door and trying to get an interview. And I was just in my pants and shirt. And, they're loosely set up pants and shirts because I dress in loose clothes because I work out all the time. Well, I don't like the GMO popcorn. I can tell you that, guys. I would urge you to avoid GMO popcorn. You can buy non-GMO. Kettle corn makes non-GMO. You can get really good non-GMO popcorn out there. And there's corn tortillas that's non-GMO too, still on the market. Here's the munchy little brother. Ooh, he's a fast one. Yeah, he's even more munchier. That's Munchie 2. Munchie 1 and Munchie 2. We got lots of Munchie videos to show you. GIFs. Yeah, a lot of you people don't understand that we're not going to allow trolls, and in a little while, I am going to knock off guest chat when we go to our video segment. I'm only giving you this time because you know who is sleeping, because she really needs it. And I want you to know that I'm here for you, to share your Friday night with you. So I'm going to bring in a little music and have some fun, okay? This shouldn't be boring. I used to go out when I was in my 20s and hit the bars, and even though I don't drink, I used to party, and I know what it's like. Yeah. I couldn't stop partying back in those days. And I was in California in the heyday. Yeah.
We can't stop and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. We can't stop.
Can't stop. Can't stop.
We can't stop and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. We can't stop.
So let's be clear.
In this coming election year, please vote for David Sponheim. America's Third Party.
Sponheim for president. Can't stop. Can't stop and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. Can't stop. Can't stop and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night.
Can't stop. We'll dance all night. The sunlight. Can't stop. Homoerotic? Are you gay? So let's stop the endless consumerism created by the two parties, everybody. Let's stop it. Because it's going to stop on its own whether we like it or not.
This coming election, vote for David Sponheim.
Please vote for David Sponheim. All right. Let's get behind this, huh? What do you say we start supporting America's Third Party? Come on. Get with it. Stop supporting this corporate pig named Trump. You can do better. You're not a bunch of idiots. Realize that he wants to send troops into Iraq. He wants to ground war with Iraq. Can you imagine that? I can stop. I can stop the ground war with Iraq. Thank you very much, everybody. You betcha. You got that right, which is nice. All right. Awesome. We're getting pumped up today. You notice I had the microloans on the whole night, so people know that I'm willing to give money to the American people, not corporate welfare to too big to fail companies like the 1%er Donald Trump or the 1%er Hillary Clinton. She will never give people cash, just like Barack Obama never gave people cash. And worst of all, Hillary doesn't even believe business creates jobs. Believe it or not, just like Barack Obama doesn't believe that government should create jobs. It's kind of amazing, isn't it, how they totally missed the whole improving the economy thing? I mean, you can't have a recovery unless you start doing something to stimulate the economic activity of the country. Yeah. Self-contained solar power for every home is a goal of mine. If you check out our Thursday shows, Technology Thursday, we talk a lot about green, clean energy. And I bring in all kinds of solutions. That we are coming up with brand new solutions in our book, which I wrote with Sarah, called Hybrid Capitalism. And it's a very good book because it addresses all these issues. How to start American jobs, how to finance operations for the government that are cost effective and keep the government within its budget. All of these are simple solutions that are really thrifty and frugal for our nation to get ahead. If you get a spendthrift like Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton, they're just going to waste money left and right. So we wrote this book called Hybrid Capitalism, which really is an incredible 200 pages of really good quality information. Donald Trump didn't write a book. Yeah. That I know of. Hybrid Capitalism for the win, everybody. Yeah. If he did, it was more about himself. All right. Yeah. You go to the AmericasThirdParty.com and you click on the store. Go to the store button, and for $7.99 you can get a Kindle download, and for $14.99 you can actually get a paperback sent to your house plus shipping. So it's pretty affordable. I can tell you right now that in January we are going to be making the book online available for free. We're going to release the Kindle for free. But the goal of hybrid capitalism is to get a return on investment, an ROI for the U.S. government. Well, actually, if you want to donate $100, seriously, if you want to make a donation tonight through our donation page, I will send you the number 4 copy, signed. Seriously, I still have it. The first $100 donation will get it. And if you're serious, make that donation and you will get that number 4 copy signed. There are no page numbers in that copy because we had a problem with a particular manufacturer at the time, and we switched to Amazon Create Space. Hey, yeah. Get a sign too included. 8.5 by 11. Make that $100 donation. I'll send that in a book, in a package, and it'll get to your house. Okay? Get a chance to support what we're doing here. Yeah, I'll throw that sign in. It'll go in the back of your right behind your driver's side window. you can put it back there and it actually will make a big difference. Because a lot of people will see your car and they'll see the sign and know that you support something totally different than Hillary or Donald Trump. Post-show, we're going to play Outer Limits or Twilight Zone. No, tonight we didn't really plan on that. Last week we did Outer Limits and Twilight Zone combined. We did a retro. What I had a problem finding old Twilight Zones to play because of the simple copyright issues with YouTube. You can do that. Put it on your pickup window like Sissy in Urban Cowboy. Sissy was, yeah, she's an actress that hasn't done a lot of work. I'm kind of amazed she slipped out of the light. Here she is. Sissy rides the bull.
Hey, you hear what they're saying? You look up there. Bud, you recognize her? Hey, Sissy! Lay down from there!
Bud, just watch, okay?
Right now!
Knows what she's doing. Right now, remember, keep your head in the well. Don't think about nothing but the ride.
Show them how to do it, girl. Okay.
Okay, she showed it too. Man, she really let it out. That was great. Okay, yeah, you're getting tired of cutting poppy, I'm sure. So Trump has 14 books? Okay, Trump wrote 14 books. Wow. I didn't realize he was so busy writing. He has a 1997 book. Okay. Yeah. You got me on that one. Okay, I stand corrected. I only wrote this one book, but it's kick-ass. Thank you. This tie was presented by my sister. Well, I stand corrected on Donald Trump writing a book. He had multiple ghostwriters write his books. Thanks. I wrote my book. I know. All I hear about is two. Let's talk about something else, yeah. Let's talk about brutality, cops, you know. Let's talk about what happened to Ross Perot and how he got his entire campaign taken down. We won't let that happen here. You have a link? Really? Okay, let me take a look at this. If this is a serious Twilight Zone link, we'll do it because it's fair use, but I want to see if this is legit. Because a lot of these links don't work. That's just the theme. Yeah, I can't play anything more than this. You're traveling through another dimension. A dimension of both sight and sound, of both things and ideas. You've just crossed over into a land called the Third Party Zone, where we're being constantly heckled by corporate pigs like you-know-who. And we're watching the exodus of a Ross Perot type of candidate named David Sponheim. And that's just sad, see? You hear that sucking sound? Those are your jobs going overseas. This is not just Ross Perot. This is an impersonation artist named David Sponheim. Thank you for that link. That was always fun, but I can't get any videos of Twilight Zone. That's the problem. They only play in 56-second chunks. Yeah, it doesn't really help me, but thank you. We found that out last Friday. In the meantime, tonight, coming up at 9:30, we're going to be playing you a lot of very violent videos. And many of you who are sensitive, and I know we've got a lot of liberals in here who don't like violence, bear in mind that our nation's president has not made any stipulation to local law enforcement to stop the brutality and all of the racial profiling going on in our country right now. Thank you. You found them? Really? No. It's been blocked due to copyright law. See? Try it yourself. Maybe it'll work in your area, but these are all blocked. We can't play any of them. I've been through this. Been there, done that. I can't even access this stuff. I do a very good fair use show after the show. It's blocked where I am. Yeah, I can't get it here in Washington. You must be in California. Isn't that weird? It's blocked. Isn't that weird? You see how they're controlling the internet? Well, this guy brought Ross Perot down, and I'll show you his picture. Ross Perot started hanging out with this guy who claimed to be a Vietnam vet, and he ended up telling Ross Perot all kinds of weird stories about how he was going to go back and get the MIAs that are missing in action in Vietnam. And Ross Perot actually got behind his little plan to the point where the guy had some power over Ross Perot and told him some stories that kind of freaked Ross Perot out toward the end of his campaign in 1996. But the story rolls out that Ross Perot's daughter, they claimed they had photographs. The Republicans had photographs of her in compromising situations, and he didn't want that to become public knowledge. So he pulled out of the race in 1996. But remember, he did. I guess I would need a VPN because my server does not allow that stuff to come in. Yeah, and I don't want to play stuff that's blocked on copyright grounds, so seriously. My platform is great. Our loyalty is terrific. We've got lots of supporters, and thank you all for coming in on a regular basis whenever you can. It's always good to have support in our show. Our platform is on our website. We are a centrist platform, and we support less war, legalization of marijuana, full legalization, not just medical and pharmaceuticals and all that stuff. And we also support the idea of a cleaner environment. We are big on solutions as opposed to cap and trade, which is supported by the Democrats. We want to solve the terrible problem at Fukushima. I have a plan that involves a mound system over Fukushima that would actually stop it. The endless flow of radiation into our atmosphere and environment. Remember, Donald Trump hasn't mentioned anything about Fukushima at all. I mean, it's like he could care less about the environment. He endorses GMOs. He endorses chemtrails, or whatever you want to call them, weather modification. He doesn't even talk about that stuff. You guys who are not clued in really have got to understand. All right. We're not really taking anything from Trump in any positive way tonight. So if you think you can come in here and crap all of our room, it's just going to be purged and banned. Okay? And that includes you, Logo Graphics. I don't want to play anything favorable from Donald Trump here because it's not important. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and ban you if you continue supporting Trump. You need to get the hell out of my room, man. If you can, of course Hillary shouldn't be running. Of course she should have had a Class C felony charged against her for not publicly disclosing the emails during the 5 months she was Secretary of State during the Benghazi situation. So I get your point, but we're not here to promote Trump. He's an opportunist, and he's doing a very bad job of betraying Republican supporters, actually. You know, the Latinos are not going to vote for Trump. They're not. The Mexicans are not going to vote for Trump because of what he said about Mexicans. You know that he's lost the woman vote because of his anger at Megyn Kelly and his use of words like psychotic words like Megyn Kelly's bleeding from her eyes or whatever. I mean, what kind of a person would say that publicly unless they're demented? I know exactly what I'm talking about, and I'm going to go deeper into it now. He publicly attacked Rosie O'Donnell. This man openly attacked Carla Fiorina. Doesn't have any limit to all the crap coming out of his mouth. And you, scumbag Nazi National Socialists that support this corporate pig, Donald Trump, want to crap in my room on a nightly basis. So we're going to go ahead and run a new chat profile here where you actually have to get an email account to come in here and attack this room. All right? So good night, guest chat. Hello, freedom for our supporters to watch some shows and enjoy a night of entertainment. You know, I can only do the best I can, folks. And with all this hatred out there of people attacking what we're doing, this organic political movement that's spreading by word of mouth, and all they do is come in here because they know, they secretly know that I can beat Trump. That's why they're so scared. They're so afraid. I can smell the fear in their minds right now, because if I get 1 minute of media time, all eyes are on me. An American, an average American running for president in a corporately controlled crony political environment, especially somebody who doesn't need a teleprompter to read off of in order to talk. They're in for some real serious competition with me. I'm not anything like any politicians ever walked the face of the earth. And I'm going to do everything I can to build this party no matter what, no matter how many odds we have to overcome. I'm not giving up ever. Okay? So if you can't get that through your thick head, trolls, you've run into the wall of Americanism. I call it the wall of David, but it's the wall of Americanism. It's the American people standing up for what they believe in. They don't want 1%ers and dynastic presidents out there like the Clintons or the Bushes or this Trump guy who seems to hate women. They want somebody who's a lot more clear on the goals of this nation. All right? Got some weird stuff for you. Long-range acoustic devices being used in public groups, gatherings. North Carolina arresting homeless people and shipping them to a FEMA camp. A canine attack that occurred in Utah against a man, innocent man, that was literally, they sent a dog on his face and they bit him. Warning, this is very sensitive stuff, so if you haven't, seen stuff like this before, you might want to turn it off. Yep. Lots of weird things happening in our nation. And we're ending it with a guy talking about how he stopped police from entering his car and breaking through and forcing him to do some heinous things. All right, thank you. Okay, well, if Mark Vaughn does that, he can certainly do that. If he charges, that's up to him. There's a lot of networks out there offering free services, and we're broadcasting on multiple ones. Yeah. Thank you, Bert. Thanks for telling me. Okay, thanks for keeping me posted. Bottom line is, I will be opening up venues on other networks. We've already got one working on Swervecast that we'll be going to as well. And it'll be a 2-hour show because Swervecast doesn't want me to broadcast long periods of time. So maybe that'll work for us. I'll also be broadcasting on Vaughn for all the viewers here. Yep. But I may, continue the 3-hour show and even the 4-hour show on Vaughn. But if he charges and the numbers go down, yeah, there's going to be other alternative networks to go on to. We will never drop off the internet. We will always have the video chat system working with some venue going on no matter what. Now, I'm simulcasting on YouTube and Ustream right now. Exactly, Majesto. Thank you. If he makes that fateful decision, which I think is a mistake, it will actually, begin to change the dimension of the show. Well, I don't know what more you could get than streaming. All right? If he has Vaughn points and all kinds of gimmicks, all the more power to him. Capitalism reigns supreme, but you'll get a TV. He's going to mail you a TV in the mail? A 42-inch Sony, really? That's pretty bad. Bert, are you making all this stuff up? I think you are. All right. Bert, you're out of here. You've been purged. Stop making this stuff up. Yeah, but there will be lots of others after Vaughn if Vaughn chooses to be cost only, fee only. Okay, DT Laura, we're not really sure who you are at this point. we believe that maybe your account was compromised. We'll try as many networks as we can. Does anybody, Mad Dog, are you here? Is Mad Dog here? He's out. Yeah. Okay, well, DT Laura, you seem to be a little bit concerned here. Bert, you're out of here. Stop making up stories. Especially since I don't believe that Mark is going to charge $19.99. Especially after you saying that. And exactly how many different people would you like to ban tonight? Anyone in particular, DT Laura? Yeah, anybody in particular you'd like to ban? Waiting. Okay, I gotta go. Thanks again for coming in. You guys watch the evening shows and chat whenever you want. Yeah, if they're going to ask you to pay by the byte, people aren't going to even be in here. Yeah, we'll be on other casts all over the internet. Don't worry. We'll always be running it. And just go to AmericasThirdParty.com if you ever have a question about where we are. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Good night. Appreciate it. As usual, it's been a fun week. And tomorrow is our anti-war rally. Starts at 6 o'clock, but we may come in a little earlier, depending on how soon we get here.
All right. Like, I understand that, ma'am. I'm just sitting here waiting for my boss. I just want to go to work. That's it. Like, if I had a car, I wouldn't have this issue.
But it's not illegal, so I don't care what you
Here's the thing.
follow the law.
Is there a
Are you following the law? I'm not.
is there a sign that says Is there a sign that says we're not?
Okay, don't worry. I'll have a supervisor come and talk to both of you.
We'll be gone by the time he gets here anyway. Ma'am, I have to go to work. Are we being detained?
He's getting ready to pull in.
Okay.
That's cool, but we have to go to work. So I mean, I'm not worried about it. I've been sitting here just drafting. So you came.
But you need to
You have a very valid reason to come over here.
I am doing my job.
My only issue
in
is.
front of a closed business.
Yeah, but you have to understand. My issue is if we were like in the window.
But I'm doing my job by finding out what is going on.
That's cool. But we told you that. So yeah, now you can leave. Like, it's okay. We're not bothering anybody. We're just trying to get to work, ma'am. Like, if I was in the window, like looking in, it would make sense.
It doesn't matter if you're looking in the window or not.
But I'm sitting here, drafting.
In front of a closed business where there's.
Like, I understand that, ma'am.
In front of a cricket with two black men.
Actually, he's Puerto Rican.
Damn, I'm black now?
You just said 2 men.
I'm black. Wow. Damn, I look black, bro? Call Danny real quick, because he'll be here in a second. I'm recording the whole thing. I'm not dealing with this.
It's recorded on body cam as well.
I don't trust you guys. I apologize. You see what's going on the internet right now?
Do you see what the issue is here?
No, there's no issue at all. Yeah, and then you could have easily said left.
We already told you this. This is not illegal what we're doing.
This is not illegal, like, at all. Is there a sign that says no sitting? Is there a sign that says...
There's actually signs that say no trespassing after hours.
It doesn't, no, where? Where do you see the sign that says no? First of all, what is trespassing? Because trespassing is something that somebody has to actually claim against us. Nobody has came up and made a sign.
How do you know that they don't have a trespass authorization in place?
They haven't signed us. We haven't been charged with trespassing. Yes, they do. First of all, this right here, this is public area. This is private.
No, actually, this whole parking lot is a private area.
No, we're good, Mom.
Nah,
that's my mother right there.
Dan's coming right now. He'll be okay. No, you know what? And she called us 2 black males too.
I see her sitting here, you getting out of the car, this gentleman sitting here, and you guys are sitting in front of a closed business.
We've already told you.
That's cool, ma'am.
So if you have an issue with that, you can speak to my supervisor about it.
What we have an issue with is the fact that we've already told you at the top. Like,
sir, if I can just explain what's going on.
I'll explain. Let me talk to my
Wow.
When there's a car sitting here, like driving down the road,
wow.
He's sitting here, and all these
holy crap.
and we've had cell phone stores that have been
Guys, I'm just trying to go to... No, he's calling my boss. No, he's calling my boss. Relax. He's calling my boss.
I'm not doing anything.
No, he's not doing it. Hey, sir. See, you see that? That's crazy, guys. Come on, man. We're just trying to go to work. Like, what?
Damn.
Guys, he's just trying to go to work. What's up with that? Whoa, I'm not.
Sit down.
Hey, whoa. I'm just trying to go to work. What is happening here?
What's going on? Where are you guys going from here?
What was the problem? Why did you pull me over?
Why did I pull you over? Because we have a lot of problem with fraud rental cars in here. And I see you guys all split when I come into the lot, the way you guys were parked. So I just want to make sure that it was
this
a
one
legit
fraud?
rental. No.
Oh, okay.
No, you're fine.
Okay, so I'm free to go, right?
Yeah, you're free to go.
Okay, thank you.
All right, where
Appreciate
are you guys heading?
I'm being detained, or I'm free to go?
No, I'm asking you a question, but you can be pulled out of the car and I can search it if you really want.
How is that?
Any way I want. Doesn't mean I can use what I find, but I can do it. So you want to do that? You want to play that game, a little hard ass, or you want to go back to Richmond?
All I'm saying is...
Don't talk shit,
I'm
right?
not talking shit.
You guys are all over there, a bunch of tatted up gangsters and everything, hanging out in the
I'm not a
motel
gangster.
Yeah, but you're all tatted up. You're sitting there.
My son's name? My
You know
son's
what?
name?
You can't even park the damn car right. You're over there. She's all tatted and everything else. You're not even from around here, all right? So don't come here and talk shit.
taking a picture. How am I talking shit to you, officer?
You're talking shit. Am I being detained or what? I told you could go, right? So go.
All right.
Get the fuck out of here.
All right. Look at this.
This is what happens when you call the cops. Say what? This is what happens when you call the cops. Come on. This is what happens when you call the cops. You get your rights violated or you all get shot. This is what happens when you call the cops. This is what happens when you call the cops. This is what happens when you call the cops. You get your rights violated or you all get shot.
I'm sick of people being victimized by criminal cops. Psychopathic predators terrorizing neighborhood blocks. Equipped with pepper spray, mace, cuffs, tasers, and glocks. They like serial killers acting out subliminal thoughts. Forget what you taught. These cops have got a license to kill. Witness intimidation means that they can use it at will. Code of silence means that the pigs will never